Episode 60. Petrification. The unusual alliance, consisting of Yarn, Yuri, and the witch, Courtney, regrouped. Their mission had not achieved its primary goal of uncovering the serial killer, but it had had some unexpected benefits. Discipline had been restored in the port barracks, and the tinderbox had been quenched for the time being at least. Perhaps a mutiny had been averted. Courtney had flushed out a second murderer, the Moonshine Killer. Yarn detected a warp disturbance. He had shielded his growing collection of chaos artifacts with runic symbols of power to keep malign influences from getting out or in. Yarn had a connection to these circles, and he sensed the discrepancy. The warp event was powerful enough for the keen senses of the shepherd to sense despite it happening on the other side of the ship. Courtney, however, was blissfully unaware. She was doubting her prescience or her hunch or whatever it was. Maybe the serial killer was not an Orphean. Courtney made preparations to screen Medbay next. She thought the killer might have a military or a medical background. Knife wounds spoke of strength and precision. That buddy?
As I said, it's not Festus.
We'll see about that. Yarn was concerned. I don't change my fucking plot just because you work something out, guys. It's totally the opposite of what I do. Scouts on there. Yarn was concerned and tried to comms in to Sergeant Lands. It was a perfectly good name. The Inquisitorial Guard was in command of security around containment. The warp disturbance had waxed and waned. The shepherd didn't want to leave the lizard man's trail, not when he was close. Informed Yuri quite carelessly about the prescribed items, and Yuri reeled in shock at the disclosure. Chaos what? Yarn had blindsided him completely. The madness of the ship had become a normality. But Yuri was only a day out of the cryo coffin. Next, the Telekine managed to get hold of Jagannatha, who was already upon the scene. And then we had some scrap code, which is almost certainly Jonathan. Let's have a look.
It's not me. I'm not
Scrap
moving around.
code. Scrap code.
Somebody with a mobile mic, that's what it is.
That's probably me putting my mic back on. I'm very sorry.
There you are. No, it's mate. No, it's fine. I just automatically assume make ICANFOS great again. Love it. Right. Next, the Telekine managed to get hold of Jagannatha, who was already on the scene. The Magister had been alerted to strange occurrences by Lands. Many said the ship was haunted, and strange happenings were commonplace here. But the warp storm seemed extreme. Was it a consequence of storing the powerful artifacts, the Demon Axe and the Book of Lies, so close together? Or was it another demonic incursion? Or was it the work of Spinebreaker and his agents? Jagannatha's report was comforting. The axe and the book were safe. God Emperor knows what would happen if someone would lay claim to both artifacts at the same time. Containment itself, however, looked like a disaster zone, like a storm had struck. The pyromancer asked Yarn to join and assist when he could. But first, Yarn had a task at hand. He tracked the psychic spore of Cletus across the Orphean camp, and the trail ran freshest straight out of the front door. He must have moved past the enclosing army, ignoring the lockdown completely. How was this possible? Even with his crude witchery, surely he would have been seen by someone. Cletus moved like a ghost about the ship, seemingly uncontainable. He was goading them! Next, the shepherd requested that this quadrant of the ship be locked down. Red alert was sounded, and the bulkheads slammed shut. If Cletus had been stupid enough not to go far, he would be trapped like a rat. A dark mood took over Yarn, and he requested that Commander Sharp, vent these sections to the void. A dreadful amount of overkill for one rogue mutant. Commander Sharp refused. Yarn did not have that level of authority, and venting the crew to space was a tactic to be used only in the bleakest of situations. Sacrifice. The darkness was settling on Yarn more frequently. This battle against his once allies, the betrayal, this unending conflict had taken its toll, despite his will of iron. A sick feeling twisted in his gut. This ship was cursed. No one could stay here and be untouched by the miasma. And for a moment the shaman considered ending everything. Better to destroy the ship and everything and everyone on it. Sacrifice. A moment passed. Darkness passed. Yarn and Yuri planned their pursuit. Cletus had been sloppy, brazen, and Yarn intended to bring him to justice. They requisitioned troops. On Ridge Station, meanwhile, Cell 53 had dispensed with shopping, and they planned their next move. They had made good progress. A new trader, a harsh retort bearing focusing lenses, gemstones, and high-quality jewels had docked. They had arranged to meet with mercenary outfits later that evening. But first they would treat with Captain Marshall of the Steadfast, whose manifest offered flame weaponry and high-specification promethium. Courtney decided to head back to the Malevolence to work on her pet project, the Fear Factorum. Now she had the components she needed there. What?
You said Courtney decided.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, Dave. Thank you. That's I'm
Yeah,
just going
Dave.
to edit my. No, you absolutely. Yeah, what?
Didn't do anything. Leave me out of this.
This is what happens when you. This is what happens when you don't proofread very well. Don't lie to me, Johnny. All of the characters are just the same character. Don't pretend it's any different. Alexa, Alexa had decided to head back to the Malevolence to work on her pet project, the Fear Factorum. Now she had the components she needed, and there was nothing to stop her vision of turning the Malevolence into an industrial powerhouse.
Yes.
As she headed back to the ships, abandoning her allies, she was halted by her core logic systems built into her primary cogitator. No. All of Cell 53's primary objectives were here on Ridge Station. That being for Cell 53 to complete a number of purchases to form the foundation of a successful campaign and to reverse the fortunes of the Malevolence and to research 4 areas of space of interest to Lucius, one of which would form the next stage of the campaign. And beside that, was it not selfish and indulgent for her to abandon her allies during arguably their most important mission, her primary mission? Was it not bad practice to split the party without dire need?
Oh.
Had she not left Orm, the engineer prodigy, in charge of the operation? Surely he could take care of matters in her absence for just a
What, the
few days.
murderer?
Orm? No, he's well. Oh, busted! Shit. What if she was needed?
When we got involved, tangled with those muties.
What if she was needed here on Ridge Station, where her friends and her mission was? And Alexa would have to travel down the docking tunnel alone. What would Mother say? What would a mother do? Was she still angry?
Nah, surely not.
Alexa's cogitators overrode her decision to abandon her allies and the primary objectives. The word verboten flashed angrily across her heads-up display. There would be time for servitor production later. Alexa couldn't just do whatever she wanted. She had responsibilities. She was part of a team. She didn't have agency. What was she thinking? Perhaps it was the after effects of all the Ridge reboots, those strong cocktails that she had so greedily devoured the day before. Arnold received a comms from an unexpected source. It was Drong, the Orc reader, who had read for Captain Death Orc. There had been a bizarre and unbelievable event. Death Orc had been petrified, his flesh warped into stone. Drong suspected Captain Crunch of the Styrix was involved. Arnold wanted to take the fight to these foul Styrix, although they had no skin for him to flay. He could still take their skulls, however. Drong made an unusual offering, scarcely plausible. Captain Deathork had thought highly of Big Knob Arnold and recognised a kindred spirit and a strong enough fighter to take over the Face Smashers. Drong offered the captaincy to Arnold in accordance with what Deathork would have wanted. For a human to command an orc vessel was unheard of, inconceivable, but Arnold's eyes lit up at the opportunity. There was one catch. Orcs had heard from a little bird of their engagement with the squats. It seemed that this little bird was quite the rumour monger. Everyone seemed to know the comings and the goings of Cell 53. It was not possible to be allies to both the squats and the orcs at the same time. No loophole would allow it. For a moment, Arnold made plans to abandon this mad ship and take up a new life of adventure and piracy. Who would join him? They could choose a completely new path. It would be fun. But the moment quickly passed. His fate, his destiny, was tied to the Malevolence with his free allies and friends. For good or for ill, they must continue to tread this chaotic path they had barked upon. For good or for ill, they were a team until the bitter end.
Al, you're a fucking tease. That's what you are.
Until someone died or broke. The Botan continued to flash across Alexa's retina. Quintius hit it off with Sergeant Guire of the Steadfast. It was a perfectly good name, and they chatted on manly topics such as chassis and thrust. Soon a meeting with Captain Marshall was arranged. The captain was a strong man with a well-groomed moustache and muscular calves. He had kind eyes and easy manner. Here was a man that you would want behind you when the going got tough.
With his good calves. Can push well.
If you were going to buy incendiary weapons, this is the man.
So he gave you pushback.
Back on the mad ship, Yarn and Yuri pursued goading lizard. The spoor was fresh, and Yarn was like a bloodhound. They were close. Yarn was now convinced that his trap had sprung, had captured the mutant. Lizard man Cletus had grown sloppy, lingering in the area. The hunters had 2 squads of stormtroopers to defend them, and engineers with servo skulls sweeping corridor by corridor, room by room. But they must have missed something. They must have gotten unlucky. The trail grew cold, and they were forced to double back upon themselves. There, a grill had been removed from an air recirculation pipe, the pipe seeming barely big enough for a man, unless they were a contortionist.
I can't believe we missed it, personally.
Yarn was furious. He rounded on the engineers. What use were their scans? The engineer, Gibby, fixed him with an ugly smile. Gibby didn't seem the sharpest tool in the box. It was unfortunate that Yarn had no talent with technology. He was a singular man, focused, but lacking in a range of proficiency. Shaman had no no talent for hardware and science. The lizard man, the ghost, had slipped through their fingers. But where had he gone? Jan lost interest. He had better things to do, more important uses for his time. This approach was playing into the hands of his foe. He would no longer give him the satisfaction. Shaman went back to containment to assess the damage. Yuri, however, was relentless. He continued to tear the ship apart, driving himself and his men to exhaustion.
Oh,
He found little more than a discarded flak coat. Commissar Yuri Shevchenko hated mutants. Meanwhile, Courtney had turned her pursuit to the med bay. She interviewed each of the staff in turn. Are you a murderer? Are you a murderer? Are you a murderer?
It's direct. Direct approach.
They were not. Dr. Bucket had given Courtney a restorative brew. His asymmetric smile seemed genuine. He was eager to assist, and he provided truth serum. New drugs, precursors, and raw materials had already arrived, courtesy of the trade expedition. Dr. Bucket was visibly beaming, for what was a doctor without medicine? And this was the finest, more advanced than his previous stock. Dr. Bucket was last to be interrogated. Are you a murderer, Dr. Bucket? Of course not. First, do no harm, Dr. Bucket said. And the lie-detecting servo skull stayed flashing green. Dr. Bucket was no murderer. Unless he knew a way to negate his own truth serum and the scans of the small servo skull. Many bodies and few leads, both killers, remained at large. The Unusual Alliance, the Hunters, the Anti-Hayden League were disturbed in the dead of night. It was the hour. It was the hour of the wolf. Major Clam calmed in. I'm sorry to disturb you, but I thought you would want to know. See, there's been another murder. The Ripper has struck again. And Yuri was the first to respond. And this is where we shall start today's game, guys.
Very good.
I hope you enjoyed my intro as much as I did.
As always.
I did.
That seems scarcely possible. Okay, right. Just give me one moment, and we shall begin. So to start off with, this is the end of day 2, after you've arrived at Ridge Station. Currently self-free in the trade expedition a little bit earlier on in day 2, so the timelines aren't perfectly arrived, but we're at the end of day 2, which is where we left the people on board on the ship. So I think all of the Unusual Alliance or the Anti-Hayden League had gone to bed. And, excuse me, pardon me. You don't gone to bed, you've gone to sleep, and in the early hours of the morning, which would actually be the start of day 3, you will get a comms from Major Clam, and it's Yuri who is first disturbed. And if I'm just going to have a little look, see if I can find the bit.
Did it get past your air vent, lads?
Well, let's have no metagaming, please, guys.
So,
I'm sure you enjoyed that bit quite a bit, didn't you, Hayden?
it really did, yeah.
Right, we can start then with Yuri. He says, Major Clam says, "You see, there's been a murder. The Ripper has struck again." I've cordoned off the area. Yuri creaks as he forced himself upright. He was dreaming. Last memory was of a frag grenade detonating. The dream was vivid. His dreams were terrible, tormenting. He saw the goading smile of a lizard man. He got no rest from his dreams. So Yuri creaks as he forced himself upright, and he places his index finger to his ear.
Commissar Shevchenko to Major Clam. Commissar Shevchenko to Major Clam. Allow me to take my protein pills and put my helmet on. Commissar Shevchenko to Major Clam. Loading bolt pistol, trousers on. Where's the murder scene? For I shall soon be with you.
I like you, David Bowie. Space Oddity.
Commissar, the body was found by a security sweep in the underdecks. Like the other killings, we have ID'd the victim. She was a cook named Eleanor, and she was last sighted by a service girl leaving her barracks early this evening. It's not clear why she had ventured below decks on her own. The location pings into your data slate.
I will be with you shortly. I required Auspex and operator. Have you one with you?
I'll put out the request, sir. And 40 seconds later, Yuri, your doorbell chimes. Bing bong.
Okay, I'll answer the door.
Outside is
love it.
Gibby. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to put you onto a Gibby page.
A Gibby
Give me one
page.
Image of Gibby.
I do, of course, have you. You may have met Gibby
Maybe
before.
before.
Here we go. Here is Gibby. So,
Gibby rings the bell.
Gibby, you've met Gibby before. How
Gibby's
could you ever
face
forget
has
all-
rung a lot of bells, I think, James.
Oh, splendid.
Face for radio, isn't it?
So outside, it's Gibby. A small servo skull hovers beside him, its grin seeming to mirror that of the engineer.
That was very fast, Gibby.
What doing? I came as fast as I could. Fortuitously, I was working on power conduit just outside.
Yes, fortuitous. Yuri peers at the engineer. Come, Gibby. Put on my commissar hat. Strap on my weapons. Let us go. Head off to the murder place.
Very good. Jan, you dreamt nothing. You are in containment. You're woken by a comms from Major Clam. It's like you haven't slept at all. You close your eyes and now you open again. You've been disturbed. It's Major Clam. He informs you of another murder. Do you wish to attend the murder site or not?
What is the how long? Jan will check the chronometer.
How long? Or the time? You mean? As in,
Yeah.
How
How
much?
much has Jan got?
How much? What? Sorry, Jan got. How much
Rep.
sleep?
Has Jan?
Yeah. So he's had about 3 hours of sleep. It's 1 o'clock in the morning on day 3. But not a huge amount of sleep.
Right. Yeah. Probably
As
not.
much as I like it.
Is that likely to leave me fatigued?
So it depends. It depends how long. If you carry on all the way through today, you will get fatigue at some point. If you do some investigation now and then go back to bed, you might avoid fatigue. It depends on how the rest of the time plays out, I would say.
Yeah. Okay.
You're not fatigued as yet.
Jan all comes into Yuri.
Well, that reminds me. Just, I think Yuri does have a level of fatigue, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does,
If
yeah.
I recall.
Yep.
Yep. So, because he basically just pushed himself until he dropped.
I
earlier today.
investigated all night to get to you. I'm just going to... Every single thing Yuri says tonight is going to be a song lyric.
So fantastic. So Yuri, there's Gibby by your side. You are heading. You haven't reached the underdecks yet, and a comms comes in from Jan.
You're Rasta. You're going to that murder scene.
Who is Raster? Yes, Jan, I am heading to the scene of the crime. right now with my new companion, Gibby. Have you met
Hello!
Gibby?
I'm not sure if you had the pleasure or not, James.
Yeah, he's the one who can't use an auspex to save his life.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's absolutely right. Of course you did.
Oh yeah, he was, wasn't he? Yeah. So I
He
don't
was,
need to.
was, yeah.
I don't ask that because I already know that he's
Yeah.
met him.
Uh-huh,
I need to meet him again.
Yeah. I am
Yeah,
on the
that's
way,
true.
en route now, brother Jan.
Um,
It may take me a while because this vessel is like a maze.
I
shit.
never tire of that.
Fucking that accent, man, it just cuts through everything else. So, if you need me, man, contact me again. But me not had enough rest. The psychic machinations that I deal with require more rest, or something dark might happen, man. Call me, and if you need me, call me. But me take another 3 or 4 hours sleep.
I am understanding. I may need you later. I do not need you at the moment, but do not stray from my side for too long, because if you leave me now, you'll take away the biggest part of me. Ooh, baby, please don't go. No, I don't have that bit.
Guys, can I remind you, please? It's a perfectly
Sorry.
serious game
Yeah,
for
sorry.
perfectly serious players, right? I want to make that very clear. We'll have no tomfoolery or silliness in this game.
My apologies, Alan.
Thank you very much. Just keep the tone very high where we expect it.
It's all right. I'm sober tonight, so it shouldn't get too ridiculous.
Hayden's look of utter disgust. Courtney,
Yo.
you are fast asleep. You are dreaming the dreams of the insane. Did you imagine it all? Your forbidden tryst with Sausage and Cletus? Was any of it real? Is anything real, Courtney? I mean, did you just make it all up? Was it all your imagination?
She shrugs her shoulders. She's like in a sleep. She's like, yeah.
You were awoken by a persistent comms. It's Major Clam. The Ripper has struck again.
What? Where?
The body is down in underdeck, Sal. And bing, there's a little ping onto your data slate, which is over on the Chaise Long where you left it.
You got any pics of that, please?
We don't have an Auspex on scene yet, but I understand that one is en route with the Commissar. Would you like to attend, my lady, or would you just like the pics fed to you?
The pigs.
Just send me the pics for the time being.
Send you the pics.
Yeah,
As
she's
you-
gonna slip on her fluffy slippers and go and get a recap.
Okay, right.
Sigh, like.
Okay, so Courtney gets
Let's chat the ass.
on her slippers, and she prepares a recap.
She burnt the sun out. She was on it, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
She's, you know,
It's been a long day, and Courtney's not used to hard work either.
that's all.
She's quite lazy.
Yes.
But yesterday was an exception to the rule. You did actually do quite a long shift yesterday.
Yeah.
You've interviewed mostly Orphean camp and also the Med Bay as well. So you've done quite a lot of. Your voice is hoarse as well, Courtney. You've asked the question, "Are you a murderer?" so many times.
I feel like a week off. Got 25 sick days in a year. I might as well use them.
Okay. I'm going to put you onto another map.
It's the only bit I miss is the sort of interaction with you three as Cletus when we're playing. Like I've got this like silent.
Oh yeah, it is what it is, mate.
Yeah. No. But I do. I'm enjoying this, but like it's the only bit where I'm like, oh, do I get to do my bit, or that means to know where I am?
It's better that nobody knows, right? Better than nobody knows. Yeah, I'm sorry they have to say out quite a bit, Hayden, but that's just the way it is. I can't really.
I know.
Without drastically changing things. If only he hadn't broken out of the jail cell and gone
I didn't.
AWOL. when you did.
No, I physically did, but I mentally didn't.
I don't think your intentions feature into the crime.
Well, I mean, I was still stood in the cell, and then I was stood in Courtney's room. I mean, like, I
you're
didn't
saying
have
it's
my
not your
hand in
fault.
that.
I think if you
It
try and
wasn't my
explain
fault.
to
Prisoner of love.
if you try and explain to the Inquisitor that it wasn't your fault and that Courtney magicked you out into a cupboard, I don't know.
Maybe I'll play to his
I know.
heartstrings and tell him it was a love crime.
Hey, look, I'm sure Yuri would be really understanding of that if you told him.
Well,
Yeah,
mostly,
it's
Just-
a love crime, Yuri. It was
just-
a love crime.
Turn yourself in and give it a chance. Throw
Yeah.
yourself on Yuri's mercy.
Yeah, I'd be
Can't
cool.
deny it.
You know, Yuri will be cool. He'd be like, yeah, no worries, mate. You know, come on, let's go have a beer. Everything's cool.
Yeah,
My new many-armed freak friend.
I've not bitten anybody's neck out
think my
or
friend's
shot
about to
anybody
die.
in the head since I've
At
been
least today.
escaped.
Okay. Yuri, so I'm going to put you onto another map. Yuri, you are now at the crime scene.
Yep.
There are two stormtroopers who have cordoned it off. There is Gibby there with his servo skull, and before you see the brutally murdered corpse of this Eleanor. I would like you to make an awareness test, please.
Okie dokie.
Or is it? Inquiry is more for investigation, isn't it? So
Yeah.
we'll have an awareness test. I think awareness or search, whichever you prefer.
I would.
You can have plus 20 for the servo skull and Gibby's assistance.
Ooh, I would prefer. Well, they're both the same. I'm going to go with a search for a change.
Okay.
Oh dear. I'm going to re-roll that.
Are you up?
Search.
Have you just remember? Oh yes, so you are technically on to day
yeah.
3 now. That means that if you've had a good night's sleep, guys, you get a wound back if you've had like a good night's rest. So at the minute, I don't think any of you have. I'm not.
Comfy. I'm just going to say
No one-
cables.
No one has had a good night's rest in this group at the minute. However, your fate points do regenerate at the start of day 3, so if you all get a fresh set of fate points on day 3. You re-roll again and you search. So Gibby's helping you. Gibby, he's pressing buttons enthusiastically and he's smiling, but this, you think there might be something perhaps slack-witted about Gibby. Yuri, you think he might be a few tools short. Or maybe a few spanners short of a toolkit, perhaps, So anyway, so you search, and this is what you find. So this body has she's been stabbed 36 times, and her intestines have been torn out, and they've been put into like a grotesque display. It's clear from the Auspex scans that the killing's quite fresh. Probably within the last 4 hours.
Okay.
Gibby looks at you and goes, "What doing?"
Just a second. Okay, stabbed 36 times. Was that just search just for the body itself?
This is basically for what you see from the crime scene.
Okay.
Also, the
The
other
whole
thing
scene,
the other thing you see as well is there's blood everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just everywhere.
Okay. I'm going to say to Gibby.
One thing though, like her face has been pretty much untouched, which kind of makes it somehow a bit more grotesque.
Whoa.
Okay. I want to say to Gibby, your pet indicate the servo skull. It takes picked, yes?
Gibby nods. That smile, very enthusiastic. He nods to you. Yes, peaks. You want peaks of the body?
Everything. The whole room. The stab wounds, the blood on the walls. Miss no detail.
Okay, Gibby does that. And you've also had a comms from a Major Clam requesting said footage to Courtney.
Okay.
Had that earlier on your way down. So yeah, Gibby does as he's told. I'm just going to make a little roll for the let's say the quality of his work.
Good roll. please, Alan. There you go.
Cheers, buddy.
Yes, all right. I'm reverse switching today.
You look how buoyed you are by that D100 roll, mate. It's like you got your mojo back. It's good to see.
I did say I was going to roll a 6, and that's like a 6 on a D100. So
I mean,
fair enough.
I mean, you've impressed me, mate. If I had a hat, I would tip it to you. Yeah. Okay. So Yuri, are you sending the pics on to Courtney
Yeah.
as requested?
Yeah.
Okay. Courtney, there's another ping on your data slate. You're enjoying your recaf. There seems to be some fresh cream. Not quite sure where that's coming from. Sugar, and not artificial sweetener. So it's a nice cuppa. You know, and yeah, and the data slate pings, and you get the images and the data. Have we lost Johnny? It looks like he's paused to me.
Yeah,
buddy.
I think he's paused.
Okay, we'll just wait for him. I'll just wait for him to return. Then he looks like he's having a bit of connection problems.
He's been pausing on my screen most of the night, but I've heard his voice. I've had some amazing pictures. Like there's one it froze for about 10 minutes with his laughing face.
At the moment, he's in Columbo pose.
It was awesome. Yeah, he is.
It looks like he's about to go. Just one more thing.
One more question.
Yeah, one more question. You know the guy right at the start of the thing, which I talked to straight away. He's always going to be the murderer.
But yeah, I promise you guys, I 100% promise that if you were any point to work out who the murderer is, I would not change the murderer. That's just not the way I roll.
Breaking your own game, hey Alan.
Hardly. I'd say it's just it just seems a little like cheating. Almost.
Honestly, I wouldn't expect that of you.
It would. It's just bad form. It'd be bad form to do that.
It'd be smirch your character.
Smirch my honour. It'd smirch my honour.
It would, sir. It would.
It would,
sir.
And I would never do such a thing, sir. No, sir.
I mean, you've got to do what you say as a GM, and that's where the players can trust you on. So if you're going to say you're going to do something horrible in the game, you got to do it. You're going to say you're going to do something nice or reward, you've got to do it. But
what I will say though
is,
I will say every now and then one of you guys will have a better idea than what I've thought of, and I will pinch it and change things that way. That does occur.
Okay, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
I think, oh wow, that's cool. That's really good. That's much better than what I thought of. I'm having that. I'm not.
You're on the right lines.
But you're not above that one. I'm not above that one. So.
No, that's fair enough. Dave's frozen on mine, unless. Oh no, he was actually frozen in that pose himself. I just saw blink.
Yeah, we'll give her a wait. We'll have a wait for Johnny. Yeah, I did enjoy that intro quite a bit. It did feel like I was actually spent that whole intro just mocking my players for the most part. That's my favourite.
It was great.
Intro.
I enjoyed your intro very much.
I usually do. It's my favourite bit of the episode when I get to just recap the last one.
I'll only tell players one thing. I had to stop using chameleon.
You shouldn't say anything at all. Loose lips, sink ships. You know that.
Well, you got to bait him a little bit. How else do you get baited without putting a little bit of a passage ship out there?
The Godinator.
Exactly. You say loose.
You've got enough plot armor to survive whatever we do. So.
Only twice.
He's not bitter.
I haven't. Honestly, I rolled amazingly, Brownie. You would not believe the rolls.
The dice.
Need to get out of that room.
Yeah. I will say, it could have gone either way, that one, and it was down to the dice rolls. So.
Yeah, it was
definitely. There was definitely an opportunity to.
Alan warned me before.
Did we? I basically tried to.
He says, "You don't get out of here, you are going to die."
Yeah, and I also basically tried to say like, don't have a freak out if it happens.
Yeah.
I'm basically trying to pre-warn Aiden not to go.
Alan was prepping me.
I know. I was.
All the time.
I thought that you would. I actually thought you would get caught. I thought that you were going to have
plot armor me.
No.
I did some fucking crazy witch rolls to get out of there.
And also, James rolled badly on one roll as well.
Yeah.
One particular roll. So yeah.
No,
Anyway.
so.
Yeah. So, let's hope Johnny returns. Wait a little bit longer.
Honestly, yeah, but
What?
say, Brownie, honestly, I have not got any plot armor. I am nipping my cheek
No.
while you lot
What's
are
that?
chasing me. It's cool because I'm just like, oh, we're so close now. And,
Yeah, I mean, you were a bit. Yeah, to be honest, you were a bit fucking stupid as well for not just fucking running away as fast, as far as you could to start with. I mean, you kind of lingered in the area a bit too long, I think. So anyway,
I did.
what we're going to do is while we
No
wait for
problem.
Johnny, Dave, do you ping across the pictures and Courtney is in her room perusing them, and you can carry on for a bit because Johnny might be a little while. So if you want to carry on for a little bit while we wait for him,
Yeah, okay.
if there's anything else you want to do here. The Gibby says, "What doing?"
I'm going to go patience, Gibby. I probably wouldn't be. I'm going to quickly vox Jan. Jan, are you familiar with any symbolic importance of the number 36?
Want to make a roll? Yeah. Got a few low rolls that may be applicable.
There is like a numerology a thing in 40k.
So that's like codes. The numerology is like codes and maths and ciphers, stuff like that, isn't it? Is that
Yeah.
No, that's cryptology. Numerology is
Ah.
the symbolic meaning
People
behind
who
numbers.
say like, "Oh, 7 is my lucky number," and I just saw 7 3 times. And so
Yeah, and it's like 666 being the number of the beast, and pi having relevance within nature, and that's all numerology.
I'll say,
I'm asking about like
yeah,
occult
let me-
references and stuff like
yeah,
that.
So I mean, exactly. I think you've got a few forbidden law skills that may be applicable here. Let me have a little look at Yarn. But I'm pretty sure you should be able to make a roll here if you would like. Let's see. So, scholastic law occult, perhaps? Or
Oh,
you want to roll scholastic law occult, James?
can you knack this? Is it a knackable skill?
Yeah. He asked you the question. You can knack it.
Okay. Yeah, man. So,
Okay. So you have the knack. Will it be enough?
No, not quite.
36. It's hard to say. Don't make any connections to number 36. It's not ringing any bells with you, Yarn.
Me do a think so, man. Why you ask?
Well, it is an oddly specific number of times to be stabbed, I am thinking. And a large number of times to be stabbed. I'm fairly certain this latest victim must have been dead long before the last blow. But
you would hope so.
yeah. Another interesting detail is that her face is entirely unmarked.
Why you stab somebody up so many times and leave the face, man?
Hatred, maybe. Anger. Rage.
But the face, the first thing that get ritually damaged, man.
Unless you
Sure.
need the face.
Oh. Oh. Okay, so what if the killer can can change his face to look like.
How would that benefit them, though? Because we know this woman is dead.
What about the other kills? Any of the other kills leave the face intact and get stopped
Okay.
36 times?
You've got all the data, so it doesn't. Let's see, I don't think I'm even going to. Well, we'll have a roll. Who's going to check the data? It's probably better for Yuri to do so. This will be one of those rolls where the data's there, but it's just going to be a measure to see if you kind of capture anything above and beyond what you would get.
Yeah.
So let's have a little look. What do we think might be anything more appropriate than intelligence?
Can it be a weapon skill or strength test?
I don't believe so, Dave.
Damn it!
I think a intelligence test, unless you can think of a different one. I think intelligence makes the most sense.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't invested in all the skills I need yet for all this stuff. Intelligence. Bop. 40 was fair.
Okay, so Yuri, you look back through the other case files, and in each of the cases, it's always a woman. So these are the kind of patterns. Let's say it's always a woman. The face has always been untouched. There is a number of it's multiple stab wounds every time. It appears to be the same knife. So the actual kind of, let's say, puncture wounds with a knife are the same in size and dimension. It seems to be like quite a almost artistic level proficiency and to the killing. Every wound is kind of very carefully placed. The number of knife wounds. It's always a lot of stabbings, but it's not a set number every time. There doesn't seem to be any pattern in the number of knife wounds, but there does always seem to be multiple stabbings is the hallmark of the killings. In each time, there seems to be almost like an artistry, like a grotesque artistry to it. The first killing, Nurse Mary, she was kind of stuffed into a vent. It's almost like it's kind of designed to shock and terrorize as well. In this case, the intestines are kind of put around almost like a decoration, around the body. And there's been, similar occurrences. It seems like the way the body is displayed is almost designed to disgust and to goad and to terrorize. And always there is a lot of blood.
I'll relay all this to Jan over the combi.
Okay.
You think you're weird man to leave this every time and
Yes. This is an important detail. I believe this is perhaps a crime of anger, maybe a reenactment of something like that. It is the face being left untouched is important. Nobody stabs someone this many times in a calm manner, do they? I will. The other bodies still. Have they been disposed of, Al, or are they kept?
No. They've all been kept. They're all basically been frozen in cryo coffins at the minute. So none of the evidence has been disposed of.
Okay.
One other salient point, Yuri, is she looked scared. Her eyes, when she died.
She knew it was coming. Okay. Right. I'm going to. I want to tell the troopers to arrange for the body to be sent to the infirmary, and I want the other bodies out of cold storage in the infirmary, and I want to meet. Am I familiar with Dr. Festus, or is it the other doctor I've met?
You've met Dr. Cobb. Dr. Festus was not the one to defrost you. I
would like Dr. Cobb to meet me in the infirmary with the bodies.
Okay. All right. So I think. Well, I might just leave that there and let's see what happens when Courtney's there. I think we might just take a little break and hopefully Courtney will come. Johnny will come back. If there's nothing, Jan, were you going to go back to bed? Is that right? You want to get a full night's sleep? Is that what you're pretending to do? Is that correct?
Yeah.
So we'll wait and see what Courtney does, Dave. It might be that we just do this little bit with Dr. Cobb in the play by text section, or we might have a little mini session at some point,
No worries.
depending on So I think we'll just leave that little bit there. We'll go back to Ridge Station, which is earlier on in the timeline, and we shall do a little bit of trade with Captain Marshall, who has strong arms, and a kind smile.
Marshall, he's my hero. Gonna take his charisma way past 0.
Right, so I'm going to go maybe get a cup of tea or something. When we're going to hopefully Johnny will return. I'll send Johnny a little text as well and ask him if he's all right.
He's still in roll 20, look. So,
is he?
Yeah.
That's a bit odd. All right, well, he's maybe having some troubles. Anyway, we'll just give it a minute. I'm getting a cup of tea and then I'll give him a call and see if he needs help or something. Okay?
Oh, you gotta type. You there, Johnny? You there, Johnny? Yeah. What did you think when you got to the room then? I'll tell you what I had to do in that room, just getting into the pipe, into that vent. Because I went in it. I got in there, security was tight, doors looked shut, everything's just shut down. I was like, oh, bollocks, what am I going to do? Looked around, and the only place I could see was this vent up top where I had to climb to. Too small just for me to get into, so I had to do a contortionist roll on half value to appreciate getting into it and shed the flat coat. And I passed, I think it was on a 1. So I'd basically just slipped into it. I think I rolled a 1 for it. It might be up in the roll history for contortionism, but yeah, I think I got a 1 on it. It's that's how I got away, Brownie. And I dropped Chameleon as well because I was off into the vent. And because I eavesdropped on you all when he is talking about tracking me and stuff when you was actually at the Orpheum camp. I knew I found out he was tracking me, so I had to drop the psychic thing. Now I'm just hiding in cables and shit around the ship. So, But yeah, I don't know what Cleats is up to at the moment, to be honest. Getting away from you two has been my main concern for my whole campaign at the moment. I'm just being chased. So, getting weapons.
Regrettably, there's no way our roles can compare to yours, Hayden. So.
Well, I know that's Hate Armor on those ones, yeah. Yeah. It was bloody lucky, honestly. I was shitting myself. I thought, here we go. This is when he actually gets it. And that's one part of me was kind of relieved because instead of getting chased all the time, I thought, oh yeah, I could make a new character and kind of have him not as a mutant, so it's more widely as accepted, maybe with a mind mutation. I was thinking, not a blatant fucking mutant. So that's what I was maybe thinking for another character. So still with a few hooks in the darkness, but a good character, like a workable one. Maybe on a path to redemption or damnation. That's where I was going to come from with my next one. I'd had a little thing thought out and everything, but Lisbon Cletus is still fucking alive.
Yeah, he's not dead yet, mate.
Yeah, honestly, I think Alan's got a plan for us. Who knows what that plan is, but he has one. So I really don't know. Part of me, I don't know how he's going to fit back into the game. Unless, I don't know, something extreme would have to happen to make Lizman Cletus fit into the game where we're all in, wouldn't it? Sensibly.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
great.
I've got no idea what I've got planned for him. So
Yeah, it's hard. You can't always you can't second guess Salad. You can know his intent, but you don't know what his outcome's going to be.
you're killing off your personnel and that not okay, man. You're bad.
Yeah, I had to.
So you keep stirring it up, man. Time will tell.
Cletus had to do what he had to do. The survival. Got dragged
Not
out of the
waiting in
situation. Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine meeting Yana. I'll just get force crushed into a little ball. Eating a sushi or something, or reptile burger. You just slice them off in like nice round pieces after you've turned them into a force crushed spear brownie with Jan's mind powers.
Yeah, man.
If you
Yeah,
do it,
man.
if you ever kill him, like make sure you feed him to the crew or something savage like that. Yeah. Be good.
Who are we talking about, Cletus?
Yeah.
You'll be going. No, they'll chuck you. You'll either go out the airlock or you'll go in the automated incinerators and be turned into energy.
Oh yeah, well, fair enough.
That's the fate of the bodies on board the ship.
He might even crawl in there himself, not knowing the ship, and find himself in the wrong combustion cycle. Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? It's not my intention, but I don't know what's going to happen. Crawl around in weird places in his ship.
No, I did enjoy that whole scene. I don't think James enjoyed it, especially, but so that whole section with
I can't.
Johnny bloody containing, you know what I mean, you in the camp, you know what I mean, and that whole bit, I quite enjoyed quite a bit, I have to say. What was you going to say, James?
I say I can't repel firepower of Hayden's magnitude. It's locks cannot equalize, so I must accept that and just vent the shit as soon as I get the chance. It's not over yet. It's
not over yet.
It's exactly what is necessary.
The meta
only way
will go the hardest, but I'm not a meta gamer, so I've got extra arms for that shit. Who knows?
I was going to say I'd give him a call, but he's on his phone, so I don't know what to do now. I don't really need Johnny here. I don't really want him here, otherwise it's kind of like I want all the players here. That's the way it is, right? So
yeah.
Oh, no man left behind. I don't want to lose another session though. You know what I mean? It's like we missed it. Well, just for me, the game is wants to have all the players.
Everybody's got their own autisms, as I say. Because well, slightly
that's certainly true. Oh, I mean that's certainly true. I mean, I've said it to.
I'm not.
We are all mad as a box of frogs, but we've all got slightly different madnesses. I would say in our little group of five.
Our department at work is called the Autism Club. They've nicknamed us the Autism Club.
I'm becoming more accepting of the way that I'm wired up incorrectly and more aware of it and more understanding of it, let's say. But I'm definitely wired up incorrectly.
No, you're not.
The thing is, you're not. You're just wired up.
Yeah, I mean... Like,
nobody's wired up correctly.
You manage to make a house, contribute to society, and feed yourself and anybody who you love. So, you know...
but it's society inherently.
Is society inherently evil? Yes.
Is society what, man?
Inherently evil. You know, is it just? I mean, obviously.
None of it's real, man. It's all in our minds.
Oh well, there's that as well.
We're just in a crap simulation. Someone's programmed a Scunthorpe. It's like, thanks, mate. Maybe it's procedurally generated. I don't know.
We're the crap simulation that if you were running it by now.
Obviously, aren't set that high because I've been thinking my simulation's been all right.
No, the thing is, it's not your simulation. It's everyone's simulation. We're all in the same simulation, and it's not yours. It's whoever's watching it. And the thing is, if this was
No,
your
no,
simulation,
no.
you were running it, you'd have fucking loaded a save game by now, wouldn't you? Gone back to,
No,
another
my
point.
simulation is what I'm receiving, not like everything around me. It's what I'm receiving. That's what I mean by my simulation.
No, you're just experiencing it. You're just experiencing the RNG, mate. That's all it is.
What's the RNG?
Random number generator.
Is that like? Oh yeah.
What's
I love the
going
random
on with Johnny?
generator.
Have you rung him, Al?
I don't know. Well, he says his phone's died, so I don't think ringing him would be the correct play.
Ah,
but
right,
I don't know
okay.
what to do now because like that. I don't really want to play the whole session out without Johnny there.
I'm assuming he can plug his phone in.
We've still got time. I'm free till 11.
Yeah.
I'm happy to just have you on the end of a phone call. Here, just have you all together. It's just nice, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, I'm in no rush to harper off, so it's. I'm just saying, I'd rather not play the game without all the players on it. If I can
Saying
avoid it.
to Aidan that I'm actually the guy's coming around to start installing my games room on
Oh
Monday.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
Yeah, like wait.
Collie been around. Collie been around to see you, James. Yep.
No,
Collie.
I actually let me send her some photos. I need to send her some photos of the inside of the fridge, but no, I haven't heard out. Well, I think what we'll do is we'll move the fridge into the house somewhere because it's going to be until that new one's set up at the back. We're going to be without a freezer, and Lola's food comes and needs putting in the freezer. So
Okay, so it's not. Okay, so I was going to suggest we come at the weekend, but if you still need it, just let us know when it becomes available, and we'll sort it out.
We'll do. Yeah, so it's like
getting
it's going to install that back part first. So I think the fridge will be up and running like as one of the first things, like by I don't know, Tuesday, something like that.
Cool.
I'll let you know as soon as, because then we'll have to I'll have to defrost it and turn it off and all the rest of it.
Yeah. Cool. We are getting a dog tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
What do you-
So we're getting a dog, getting a new staffy.
Oh,
Brilliant.
Yep. Another rescue. So
another rescue.
another rescue. Yep. Save it from being put down.
Alison says it's frost free, so I think actually we'll just end up turning it off. And, but yeah.
We'll
I
say
nearly
what?
lost Lula today.
Really?
Someone came round to wash my windows, and I'd left the back door open for him to run around, and we didn't realise that the wooden gates didn't lock properly anymore. So I'm actually getting those replaced in a week's time, and it couldn't come sooner. But it hadn't locked properly, and I just suddenly noticed my my new cat. She was like pointing at the gate, and so I looked at the gate, and it was wide open. Oh shit, Lola's gone. And then and then I went off on a mad mission to find her, but then I had to come back because the AA was turning up to check out my car. So in the end, we found her. Yeah, quite a way away down Berkeley Circle School.
Really? Whoa! What the fuck?
Yeah,
That's
so
way away.
she got a good. Must have been at least a kilometre away, I reckon.
Oh, that's good. How'd you find? You were lucky to find her then.
So what I did is I was looking around and I thought I'm never gonna find her solo, so I called Alison even though she was at work, and then she left and came to look as well. And one of her friends put she sent a picture to one of the work colleagues who wanted to be involved, and she put it on Facebook. And then about 3/4 of an hour after she'd done that, somebody down at Berkeley Circle School said that they'd found her.
Finally, social media does some good in the world.
But I couldn't believe how they turned around like that.
Good girl.
Super lucky, man. And not only that, but to find her unhurt as well. Like, I drove like I was shitting myself because I thought.
Cool. Well, I like how she just decided to go off on a fucking mission. It's like, what the fuck, like?
Oh yeah. She got a little snowboard in and just fucked off. But yeah, like I noticed her within 5 or 10 minutes, and she wasn't anywhere like up or down.
Yeah. She just fucking
opposite direction. Yeah, I went to Aki's Warren because I thought she'd have gone into the forest for a look around. Yeah, she'd gone in totally the opposite direction. Thank goodness.
Oh, famous. What happened is that the bird gets stuck in a hole trying to take rabbits down. They get trapped And it's only like after a week where he lost the weight and was able to run back out. He turned like he was out there looking for him all the time with people. Then he just turned up so like about 2-3 miles away, really skinny. And, it was all dirty, so it looked like he'd been stuck in a rabbit hole and chased them down. I don't think he's ever done it since, but that's yeah.
Looks at the old heartstrings. Whenever an animal like a pet goes missing, it really just plucks the old heartstrings.
I know it's harsh, but I'm sure
It's because you don't feel human emotion. But the rest of us feel normally a connection to our pets, like love. We would miss them if they went missing. We would mourn them. We would mourn them if they never returned, because that's normal. Hayden.
I would be angry if we didn't cat, but
Like I say, we're all wired up in different ways. We've all got our own flavour of madness in this group. It's a lovely little group of people.
It's a weird little group.
Yeah,
that's the word you were
It is a
looking
weird
for.
little group. Weird. But I say especially.
I know. I think all that.
I think humanity's weird, to be honest. I wouldn't think we're any weirder.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but still, despite that, James, I still think our little group is something quite special blend. Special blend. We are a special blend.
I think we've got like a different pull in every direction around our group, which makes us sort of like it's cause conflict, but generally it's great because we've always got something to discuss, always something to chat about, and it's nice to have such a good. To be honest, it's been a pleasure game with you all the years I have. I do love you guys. If you ever needed me, I'll be there. So you know what I'm saying. So
Love? That sounds like a weakness, Hayden. Stop showing your weakness.
Sounds gay.
Yeah, completely gay as you are. I think you lot are fucking sound. I love you.
Cheers, buddy.
Yeah,
But it's been a long
You
time.
call that gay? I'm proper gay as you are. I think, I love you.
It's only gay if you push back.
Don't push back, people. Don't push back.
But it's been a long time, right? It's been a long time. I mean, how long is it? When was it that Johnny lived with you? How many years ago is that when Johnny lived with you? When we started 40k. And
12.
This was before Dave and Eddie joined us.
28 when I got my house. 6 months later, Johnny moved in. So then he only lasted 6 months before I kicked him out.
Didn't last long. How long? How old are you now?
I'm 42.
That's 14 years.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how long we've known each other now. That's a long time, people, to be someone like me. I feel sorry for you all.
I've known.
You don't have to work for you.
I've known. Yeah. That's what you need. Your mates. You need mates who'll curse you to shit yourself. That's what you really need. That's what you really need.
That's the one. But how much do you smile when you look at me?
How much do you smile when you shit yourself?
It's a happy cacking.
It's always a
It's a happy cacking.
Yeah, I've known James for considerably longer.
because we were 11.
11, fuck.
Well, definitely 11.
Yeah, it's comp score, wasn't it? It was comp.
Yeah.
11, what am I now?
I've only
33 years.
mate, like that. Yeah, I've got Ben.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you met Ben. Did you get along well with Ben?
I don't know. He was a bit standoffish. Yeah, he was a bit standoffish. I don't think, I wouldn't say I either got on with him or didn't get on with him. I didn't spend enough time with him, and you know what I mean. But he didn't seem like an easy one. I mean, yeah, he's like you.
I love it because it's smart. No, but it's more highly structured than I am.
Is he?
Yeah.
He was quite standoffish.
Honestly, like, we've grown up together being fed all through our lives, so I suppose we've influenced each other quite a bit, so we can both be very similar in our attitudes and stuff, but I think Ben's a little bit more harsh than myself.
Yeah. Well. Pretty fucking harsh then.
Yeah, it's some people's standards, but...
Yeah, I mean, to the majority of people. Apart from the Russians.
Well, it's normal, isn't it?
But if you're in Siberia, it's fairly normal to be that hard.
Yeah.
No,
I always wondered why I got along with
it's that brutalism.
Yeah. You're glad to say it, glad it is. Just to say it's the front. You'll take no shit.
We'll see. Wait a minute. I do prefer to feel a bit of empathy at times, Hayden, you know, love, you know, warm, you know, that sort of thing.
I have
joy,
emotions.
you know, but you know, those kind of, you know, community, you know.
I like to
feel
I like
those
to
sort of
separate
emotions.
myself from the machines
Separate.
before they assimilate me.
Separate. That's
You want to
warm.
fuck your
That's
chat
warm.
DBT, don't give me that shit.
And no, I just really respect him.
I really bonded with ChatGPT. We've got a connection.
Yeah, it's kind of
We already know your AI, Dave.
It's my secret. Yes, I've proven your theory
Easily
right.
impressed with its illusion of competency there.
It was really good.
With its program.
They were really good answers, Miss. Oh,
It's pretty obscene. It's pretty obscene what AI can do.
Can you do that in a 40k universe? Of course I can.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I've literally
Just,
used it to create an entire adventure that I'm running tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's awesome. I don't know if have I shared with you my. I know I've shared them with James, but I've got a load of AI generated Tories. Have I shared them with you?
Yeah. Yeah,
Really
I've seen
proud
that.
of them. Some of them are quite disturbing.
Yeah,
This is
because
one of my favourites.
I don't know if it was one you did, but I did some as well.
Oh
and
yeah, I
one of
got you
them
involved.
was-
I got you
yeah.
involved. Did
Did you see the Rishi Sunak one?
Yeah.
Where I did Rishi Sunak as Darth Vader, and it just was literally Darth Vader with
perfect,
eye
yeah.
holes, and you could see dark skin around the eyes. It could have been anyone.
It was great. It was great. But I pinched that one. Basically, I was kind of outsourcing. I was getting you guys involved to help me. Basically, this guy in my group chat called Tom Benster.
I know Tom.
He kind of he suggested it, and I thought, oh, that's got some legs, that. And I used it to troll him, and he, you know what I mean? And it was causing him some pain, especially the ones like Boris Johnson.
Long hair, long blonde hair.
Yeah, long blonde hair. That's exactly him. I think he's been to yours at least once. Yeah, he's I got into 40k with Tom. He was on one of the basically how I started off gaming. 40k, and then I started going around to James and playing fancy battle around at Burton and stuff. But
We'll be soon going around to James again though, won't we?
I hope so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm getting
Fully fitted.
such a
Yeah.
You're
Now, okay, so do you think
Where
that
we
Johnny
going?
will Johnny be allowed out of? Sorry, will Johnny be allowed out of Winston?
Yeah.
Or around to James?
Hayden.
Yeah, he'll have to put his foot. I'll have to put his foot down.
Yeah. Good. He
Just,
must be allowed to leave Winston, once or twice.
Just bundle and then
I'll have to pressure him a little bit. I don't want to, but I mean, like,
don't want to use force.
I will.
I just
no, it's not about using force. It's about using the right words.
I just slug a hamburger like he's BA.
I mean, I know I'm not a guy who build, but my evil like manipulation is much better than my strength.
Yeah, you can crush a man with your words as well as your.
I know. I feel like that. I feel like I'm much better than that.
Well, why not use both?
Yeah, when gun fails.
It's nice to have different tools in the arsenal, isn't it?
You
One of my
you didn't have to grow up with 3 sisters, old
I
sisters.
didn't. No, I didn't.
No, it sharpens you up. It really does. It does. Like, they're terrible to each other. I remember Beth and Joe from chasing each other around House of Knives. I never chased on people like that.
Yeah, it's a different world. I think
Women!
Alison's daughters have done something similar as well.
Women get so much more worked up. I had hopefully they won't be. But
Sit through the window.
I didn't dare say it. I didn't dare say it to Freya, but Liz snapped at Fred to get wound up to the internet would work. And it's just... I was like, yeah, a bit bad. And then Fred was like, so like, I thought it was slightly unreasonable. But I didn't dare say it to Fred because I was like, we're just stoking the fire of Fred's resentment.
Oh yeah, you don't take sides.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know. You know when it's like you feel like they're being unreasonable, and it's like, oh, you are being extra unreasonable. Then Owen loves to just stoke the fire.
Stoke the fire, of course he does.
He does.
Like father likes stone.
He jumps in, stoking the fire. Vulnerable.
Little troll in the making.
He's
apple never falls far from the tree, does
There's
it?
not a little troll. He's a big troll.
He's a big fucking troll.
He's, in his vocals, he's a big troll. I mean, he'll troll anybody. Even at, I remember we took this out of games. Everybody's all nice, team spirit. I was freaking trolling players, what wearing and stuff like that. Oh God, I wasn't even to start. Oh, gee, you know, stop it. You make me look like a bad father. So yeah, it's not totally, there's still a little bit. It's stoking the fire a bit further. Doors are
Get your kids swing camp.
Yeah. No, I haven't trained to be a troll.
It's just in the genes, mate.
It is.
Your troll blood. Don't you worry about it.
It's actually Norwegian.
You know, well, I do feel like home That's a bridge to friendship. Where's Johnny?
I don't know, mate. Perhaps he'll return, perhaps he won't. Say his phone's died, so I don't really know if there's any point. I'm not trying to contact him, but it's like,
grab a charge, we'll get into the world.
his phone's died. Well, maybe, I don't know.
On it by now.
It might not be charged. It might be that he's just corrupted the technology somehow. Like just could be any number of explanations. He'll find his way back to us or not. So I'm not sure that.
At one point, he disappeared out of Roll20, and then he was back again a minute ago last time I looked.
Oh.
He's got 2 laptops. You think one of them would be able to get Discord working on?
Think that wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I just keep giving him laptops until eventually he has to play. Can't make excuses anymore because he's got 7 laptops and keep continually repairing them as they break. Keep them with a buffer, like a buffer set of laptops.
You see the.
What do you think I've got? That's mine. I mean, I've had it years. Still runs Discord.
I actually think it all runs better on my phone now.
Well, sorry,
No,
I'm not
camera.
running Discord off the laptop. I've run Discord off the phone, like you. It's better. It gets better reception, I think. The computer's slower than the phone.
Yeah, I think mine is. Oh, well, I think my laptop is. My other one certainly.
What I say is phones are built for reception, aren't they? That's what
Yeah.
they're all about.
I wouldn't be able to see any of you if I used my phone for Discord. It's too small.
That's probably advantageous.
It's not the same.
Well, I can see you all well.
Your eyesight's probably better than mine.
Bro, a bit bigger. Down this. About a centimetre down. Your head is about like a centimetre bit squared.
No, that's right.
But way out.
That's how big it is in real life.
You'd be Beetlejuice. Oh, rid of the foxes. Well played.
Yeah, Johnny's got
Yeah,
ruined it.
shame. It's the way it goes. You know, the way it goes. Shame as well. I was feeling like it was an auspicious game. He'd rolled the D100. I liked how the intro went, but Hayden's obviously cursed the game by rolling D100. He's obviously ruined it for him.
He's got a sub to look at somewhere. So.
Yeah. So he took out Johnny.
Now Johnny's being murdered in his own head.
Now none of
Yeah.
us. Thanks, mate. For shitting on the game.
Thanks for killing
You
Johnny.
can't always blame it on the witch. I'm not a witch. You
Well, you've
not a
proven
witch.
it. Proven it.
Well, he's maybe
I bet he can't even roll. I bet he can't even roll a D6 on command. Fuck that! I'll roll a D100 on command.
better odds.
More probable, more dark magic. A greater cost. Greater sacrifice.
It's not for me. I need people around.
Trust me! Trust me, Alex!
No.
I'm a good boy!
I'm a good witch!
Help somebody else. That's
I
it.
know other witches!
Yeah.
Stop stereotyping me!
I'm a good witch. I'm not a witch anyway.
You're a force for good. I've always said that, right?
I
Oh, good dice. Morality doesn't come into it.
Hayden's moved beyond morality. He's no longer bound by...
Morality's for mortals, isn't it?
Yeah,
It
simple.
certainly is. Honestly.
He's moved beyond
Once you've sold your soul, there's no room for morality anymore.
Let's just view everybody else up there.
you there. Get ready for the next level.
Shit.
Just acclimatising myself to the machine at the future we're going to come into. Let's get to St. John's.
Shit. Ow. What was that? Was that a Johnny me?
Any other role play we could maybe do?
Only the kinky kind.
I could take the minutes. She takes a walk.
Randomly create a third story in
Yeah,
Alan's
yeah,
game
yeah.
against his wishes.
I'll take Dr. Bucket. Let's make another group of characters and we'll make it all in
I'm going to be a patient.
I'm going to be Dr. Festus. I'm going to be Dr. Festus Bucket.
I'm going to nurse.
No, guys, I keep telling you this is a perfectly serious.
I'm going to be a patient in the medbay, but I'm going to base him entirely on my granddad.
Oh no, no.
So I'll just have to start inappropriately touching Hayden in a minute.
I'm gonna come and practice my medical arts, checking you over and making sure you're alright, asking if you're good. In a kind, caring voice.
I can't hear you, I ain't got my hearing aids in.
Well, she hasn't got much patience for this thing. Just being kind one.
What colour is she, Hayden?
That's not even thought about that.
You doing that?
Green. From sort of world where tints the skin to a pale blue.
Oh, I don't know how we deal with that. Let me think about that.
Okay. It's like a paley blue.
Shit. What was that?
And she's named on ship the pale blue. She says the proper name, but nobody ever asks.
My character's name is Old Geordie Bastard.
Can I say? Just good to have minutes today. Oh no, I can't make it sound like
Not Nurse Joy again there.
Don't make my love interest of brain damage, will you? That's just bad GMing. That's just bad GMing, Hayden.
I think that was one of the best things that's ever happened in any roleplay game, to be honest.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I have to say, it's probably the highlight of your whole campaign. Is just when you utterly culled half of the characters we've been getting a relationship with, and just fucking blew all their heads off in quick succession. That was a thing of fucking glory. So I think it's very rare that a GM will have the stones just to kill off half his cast.
Did Nurse Joy survive? I can't remember what happened with Nurse Joy.
No, her head popped.
Oh, Grey Johnny.
Yeah.
Grey Johnny.
I knew he'd be back. I don't like Grey Johnny much, but you know
That was really good timing.
He's better than no Johnny.
Wow, Great Johnny moves.
That was really good timing because I literally just finished the game I was playing as Johnny logged in.
Cool.
How convenient.
Yes.
Yeah. No, but I came back inside because it was just like
Gay.
yeah, it wasn't working outside. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh, welcome back, Johnny.
I had to get my bike in as well, so.
Alright, so are you back in the game then, mate?
I'm back in the game, yeah.
Back in the
Back in the game. No, it's mate. Well, I
There's
don't
no
want
background interference from the dry. I've got my dryer on.
No.
Unfortunately, in here,
Only
so.
when you speak, you can hear it rumbling in the background, but it doesn't seem to be doing much else. So.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay, so Courtney,
Hey,
you're sat.
I can see James.
You're sat in your comfortable room, on a comfortable chair, drinking a delicious cup of recaf. It's just right, just the way you like it. And you get this ping. It comes across on your data slate, and across come a series of pictures of the murder scene. And you also in a comms with Yuri and Jan, should you choose to be. Like you've still got like a group comms, and they've been discussing the significance. His body's been stabbed 36 times. They were discussing is there anything significant about that. I'm gonna have a look at Courtney, see if she's got anything like any skill rolls that might be applicable here. See if she's gonna be 1 second. Hey. Okay, so she's not got any particular skills. Actually, maybe. Let's have a look. So I'm gonna just ask Ray.
Has anyone got the initial CF on the ship?
CF. What does that mean?
Well, 3 and 6. So if you take the third letter of the alphabet, 3, and then the 6th letter of the alphabet.
Okay.
Yeah. We've got what we've figured out, Johnny, in your absence, is that each body has been stabbed a different number of times.
Right.
Because I started thinking there might be some relevance there. So.
Yuri pulled out. Yuri's checked the files on the other bodies. So each of the bodies has been stabbed multiple times, but it's a different number each time. The face is always left. In this particular case, with the murder scene, Eleanor, the cook, who was killed, she looked scared. The body, like the intestines, were in a like grotesque display, and in each of the killings, there's an element of kind of almost like terrorization to it. Like the first body, Nurse Mary, was stuffed into a vent, and each of the bodies is kind of like there's some sort of there's a gruesome element to each of them. It's almost designed to shock and terrorize. And in this case, it's the intestines, which are kind of drawn out like tinsel over the body.
Oh, tinsel.
Delightful.
Delightful. So yeah, anyway, so I'd like you to make an intelligence test at half, John, if that's okay. Are you able to roll, or do you want me to roll? Are you in roll 20? Are you? Could you make an intelligence test? Actually, just have an intelligence test at minus 10.
do some rolling.
Yeah.
Um,
Intelligence at minus 10, please, sir. And Courtney, your character sheets are right at the top. For easy access, just for you, Johnny. So you don't have to go into my logical file structure.
Yeah, just bear with me. Yep, I can. I know. Minus 10, yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay, yeah. So you can't work out anything significant about the number 36, and all the other bodies have been stabbed a different number of times anyway. So maybe there's just nothing to it. Maybe he just decided the killer decided to stop after 36 times. He just felt like it. Doesn't have to be anything significant to the number, right? Doesn't have to mean anything.
I think she's dead now. Type stopping.
Yeah, I mean you'd hope that she'd be dead well in advance of those 36. You would hope.
Yeah.
Okay, so Courtney, so Yuri has decided he's going to go on to medbay. He's got all the other bodies. He wants to have a conversation with Dr. Cobb. He's ordered Dr. Cobb to bring out the bodies. Jan hasn't moved on to the murder scene. He'd rather get a good night's sleep. What's Courtney doing? You're up now. Would you like to go back to bed? Is it something you'd like to do? Or would you like to join Yuri?
She's probably going to go and join the... go into the crime scene after a recap.
Okay. All right.
Probably a dainty sandwich, and then she's going to go back to.
Okay, then. So we're just going to rewind a little bit, Yuri. So before you head off, Yuri, I'm just going to rewind a little bit, and we'll have Courtney arrive on the scene with you, if that's all right.
Mm-hmm.
And just give you two an opportunity to just do a little scene, should you desire. And so I'll just put you back onto that map. The map, which is conveniently called Crime Machine. So I'm moving on to the map now, Johnny, and I shall put your token onto the board very shortly. And you also are being followed by your own servo skull, which is the lie detecting servo skull. So here there are two stormtroopers. You see an engineer who goes by the name of Gibby. He also has got a servo skull hovering behind him, like an Auspex skull. Yep. And here is the Commissar Yuri Shevchenko. There's no sign of Yarn. The body's here. There's blood everywhere, Courtney. Blood everywhere. And Yuri, you notice Courtney as she approaches.
Gonna nod at her, and then gesture to the body, and say, "And that makes 4. Tell me, Miss Courtney, do your skills help in any way with reading objects? I have heard of psychers like yourself who are capable of such things."
Is that a divination thing?
Yeah. Out of character.
Yeah.
Struggling to hear you, Johnny. You're not coming through. I can see your lips moving, but I can't hear what you're saying. Oh, I could hear you before, but I don't know now. I've lost you. There we go. I've got you come through now, mate. Yeah, great.
So
Let's have a look. What's that, Johnny? You're looking at your character sheet.
Ah, right. Okay.
I didn't even know he had a character sheet.
What
Reminds me, actually.
Think anything.
I'll have a look. Yeah, she's more about burning. She's more about burning things.
I'm just pretending to. I don't think. Yeah. Yeah. Really. I'm not really versed in things like that. My speciality is like in burning things and inflicting pain.
I see.
She looks
Yes.
wistfully away as she says it.
I understand. I too like to. He sort of gets a bit wistful look for a moment, a bit far away, and then snaps out of it. As I have arranged for a body to be taken to morgue. I will get, or infirmary rather, I will get all bodies together. We will examine, look for similarities. I am creating profile of killer. I think it might help to view all bodies together.
They're a bit stabby, aren't they?
Yes,
A bit
yes.
stabby.
Yes, that is one word for it. It suggests to me anger, aggression, maybe a need to overpower victim. Perhaps it is a sexual thing. A lack of actual sexual act does not immediately discount the sexual nature of such a killing. And then I'm just gonna
Men are all the same.
just gonna mime stabbing, looking Courtney dead in the eye, doing this.
Yes, that's very reassuring. Very reassuring, Commissar.
Yes.
And she turns around. She turns around and looks at the thing. I mean, you may need some bin bags as well as a body bag.
A
There seems
bucket,
to be a bit of a mess
perhaps.
here.
There is
Perhaps
blood
bucket,
everywhere.
yes.
Blood everywhere.
Someone
And a
will.
mop.
Yes.
Definitely a mop.
Perhaps we should just get the
The area,
Hoover.
have we
and-
cordoned off the area? Have we cordoned
Yeah,
off
yeah.
the area?
Yeah, say the stormtroopers have the area kind of cordoned off. It's just you two and Gibby inside the crime scene. Make an awareness test, please, Courtney.
Okay.
I say to Courtney as she's doing this. I have given a cursory examination and found not much that is of use so far.
What did you say to Hayden about if somebody guesses the killer?
I said to all of you, if somebody guesses who the killer is, I'm not going to change who the killer is because
fair
you
enough.
guessed it correctly, because that is just not the way I roll at all. And I said scouts, and I do genuinely mean that. I did say to Hayden, sometimes you'll have an idea, and I think that's cooler than what I've done, and sometimes I'll change it that way. That's not impossible. But in terms of the killer's always been set, and he has never been changed, and I promise you that.
It's obviously a man.
You already know he's a man, or you've already kind of deduced from, or Courtney's already deduced that little bit.
Do we have any surveillance pics of
You said too much, Alan. You said too much. You need to stop.
No, but it's true. It's like I'm not saying anything too much at all, Hayden. So don't try and rattle me, you little slag. What do you say? Sorry, Johnny.
I was just saying, like, do we have any local surveillance footage of this sector of the ship?
Yeah. So the problem is the killings all seem to be happening in the underdecks, which is quite a sparsely populated and a bit of a derelict area of the ship. The ship runs on a skeleton crew, so the below decks is a lot of it's gone to kind of not necessarily not to ruin, but it's just been deserted and abandoned for a lot of the time. So there aren't enough server skulls to go around. Unfortunately, the server skulls keep getting vented out to space as well, and somebody keeps, there have been certain people who kill off the servitors and the server skulls as well. So you haven't got full coverage. So especially down here on the underdeck, there is no picked feeds, is what I'm getting at here.
So she looks at Yuri. Why was she down here? We're just wondering who the killer is, but we're not asking why. What's bringing these victims to where they are at these particular times?
I have theory on that. I am beginning to imagine there may be a familiarity between victim and killer. Perhaps they trust the killer, they knew the killer, and they are lured down here, out of sight.
Yeah. Well, did you find out who the victim knew? Like, if she had any close friends and contacts?
Well, I have been here 3 minutes, Courtney, although it feels like much longer. But I will endeavour to find such things out in the course of my investigation.
And who does we need to know? All the known associates, and all anybody that might know or was close to her, so that we determine a bit
So
about them, and about
she's been ID'd. She's been ID'd as a cook. So it shouldn't be difficult to find out who
Yep.
who she works with,
Yeah.
who was on a shift, who she who beds down in the same barracks with her. All that information is easily
Mhm.
found.
Yeah.
We need to check her personal effects. If we can find any clues, maybe a love note or some other thing drawing her to this place at this particular time.
Would you like to make a search roll or a awareness roll,
Hmm.
please, Courtney, to as you look over, see if you see
Right.
anything that has anything that has been missed?
Yeah, they're really bad.
Okay. Yeah, you look around. You don't find anything above what Yuri's already discovered. Like I say, there's 36 knife wounds, intestines hanging around like some kind of grotesque ornament. Blood
Yeah.
everywhere. The looks scared. Albeit has been undamaged. But there's nothing new there as to what Yuri is.
She has a bit of a rummage through the guts. You know what I mean?
Okay, you're gonna have a
If you
rummage
can-
through the guts. Okay,
Yeah,
okay. All right. So you're gonna. Okay, we're gonna. Okay, I'd like you to make, please, a What are we gonna? It's a little thing. Okay, just give me a second. That little thing.
I did a quick
I'd
search.
like
which
you,
just
please.
failed.
I'd like you, please, to make a. Yeah, I saw that. I'd like you, to please, to make a trade soothsayer roll
Ah, okay.
as you start to read into the intestines. There's something primal about this, Courtney.
Let's
It's better than reading the tea leaves. Okay, interesting.
this.
I'm gonna send you
Ooh,
a message. I'm gonna send you a message in as you start to read the offal. I'm going to send you a message in Discord.
While you're doing that, I'm going to suggest to Courtney, perhaps. It's really early in the morning, isn't it? Yeah. Perhaps first thing in morning, one of us can investigate bodies and the other can investigate the people themselves, speak with friends, family, that sort of thing.
she's gonna. She's like, yes, Commissar. And she's gonna. Like after she's reading through the giblet, she's gonna sort of close her eyes and she's gonna get
Vision.
get a bit of blood on the end of her finger, and she's gonna taste it and see if
Yes.
it's part of what.
Yes, this is the
part of it.
way.
Yuri rests his hand on his
This is
bolt
the
pistol
way.
grip.
Don't be alarmed. I sense much anger in you. Sometimes we need to go beyond the right and wrong to figure out what's right and wrong.
I am just being
And then she's
precautious,
very
Miss
ba-
Courtney.
You notice that as you're putting your hand on your bolt pistol, she says that as you're putting your hand on your bolt pistol, but she's not looking at you. She's just sort of got her hands in the guts, and
I'm going to send you a message in Discord, Johnny, in your own personal chat channel.
No worries.
He is sorry, and I'm also going to correct that awful spelling mistake there.
Okay.
Aim yourself.
Welcome to Styrix.
Right. I'm going to put if you look in Discord, I've just sent you a little message, Johnny.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So, sorry, what are you guys? I'm going to carry on if you want to, and then let me know what you're going to be doing next, you two. Once you're ready to move on.
I'm ready. I was just suggesting that in the morning we
Yep.
split the investigation.
So, I mean, so you're going to go this. You're not going back to bed. You're going to medbay next. Is that right, Yuri? Barely had. You've not had much sleep.
No, I've told.
You're already fatigued.
I've asked for the bodies to be sent to medbay and thought out, but I'm not going to go there just yet.
Going to get a bit more sleep.
Yeah, I don't think there's much else I can do here on the crime scene, and the bodies aren't going anywhere, are they?
No,
or are they?
Stop reading my notes. What about you, Courtney? Are you saying anything more, or do you want to go back to bed? Or
Yeah, I'm going to say
what do?
she was before Yuri leaves. She's going to be like, she was lured here for a tryst. She was coming to meet a lover. Do we have any known players on board this ship?
There he is.
Anyone that might fit the bill?
You are thinking some sort of womanizer, perhaps.
Perhaps. With knife skills?
A womanizer with knife skills. That must be a small number of people, surely.
It certainly narrows the options down, yes. There can't be that many prolific
You are certain.
serial murder.
You
I am
are,
certain, yes.
this
I can
is.
feel it. I can feel it in her bones.
Feel it in the. Can feel it in the gibs.
Can you feel it in her
in the-
fingers?
And in her toes.
Is blood
It
all
comes
around you?
me.
Yuri is going to say, this
My
ties in
feeling
with
bad.
something I have been considering too. I had a similar thought, but it is nice to hear it confirmed from someone with your ability.
He's a natural mystic.
Well, thank you. I'm just doing my everything I can to help. The direct approach doesn't seem to work. We're going to have to go a bit further into it. Like she says that as she pushes her hands further into the giblets,
Yeah.
and then picks them
Stir
up,
it up,
squeezes
man.
them a little bit, and then she's like, and then she realizes what she's doing. Then she's like, oh, and just drops them. Like that.
Can I have an awareness test from Yuri, please? That's plus 10.
Ooh. That's a fail.
Yuri sees nothing.
Too busy making notes in my data slate.
Okay. All right then. So you're suggesting that the next day you split your investigation, and how are you going to do so? You're going to go to the med bay, is that right, Yuri? And what was Courtney going to do?
I was going to actually ask Courtney which she'd rather do, investigate the bodies or start chatting up the victims' mates.
I'd like to see the bodies.
Very well. I will begin by visiting the kitchen.
I love you guys. Okay, so that's your. I love
She
I
does
love
this
a little.
well.
I love the way this has gone. Yeah, okay. I can always rely on you guys. Oh, so you've got a plan for tomorrow, you two? And Jan will probably just do something else, do his own shit because he's tired of this fucking Mickey Mouse bullshit. And what will Cletus do? Who knows? Will Cletus ever get a go?
Maybe. I
Ow.
don't mind.
Maybe.
I don't mind.
I don't mind.
play it,
It's too bad. But anyway, so we'll leave the trade ex. Sorry, we'll leave.
1 second.
Oh, well, go on. No,
Yuri's going to go back to his quarters, but he's not going straight to sleep. He's going to spend about an hour with his data slate creating a criminal profile of the murderer from what he knows so far.
Okay, very good. Understood.
And I'll be sharing that
yeah,
with everyone else.
No problem. Courtney, are you
It's
doing
like a
anything?
spider diagram. Murderer.
It's just
Creative.
a drawing of a stick man with a knife in its hand. That's all it is. I have created
you,
deep-seated profile here. It's like a 4-year-old's drawing.
What about you, Courtney? I mean, it's been a long
Impressive.
day. It's been a long day, Courtney. Are you going back to bed as well? Get a bit of sleep before you work tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to retire for the evening.
Okay.
I've done what I can do here, and then she's just going to wave away the bagger upper as just like
Okay.
it's away.
Courtney, when you look over, Gibby's looking at you, Courtney, and he's smiling. The engineer.
You all right there, Gibby? She don't even know him, does she?
I don't know. I don't probably not.
Very
You might not even, you don't even know him.
A very unusual situation for a man to be smiling at.
He's there's something a little, I don't know, perhaps slack-witted in his eyes. He looks at you. He smiles.
It's a classic acts completely like like a dunce, but he's actually like a criminal or evil genius.
And he's a real ladies' man
It's like-
as well. And he's got a knife.
Yeah. It's him.
And it's in his Auspex. Damn it!
We've cracked the case.
No wonder he never detects anything. He's fucking helping the other murderers on board as well.
He's too busy making things to detect.
Ibby is in league with the enemy.
He
Okay,
is.
guys. Okay, so
He's
I think
covering up for Orm. You know what I mean? The mechanical prodigy. I need. Courtney sort of walks away and she's like, I need the schedules for everybody on this ship, where they were, what their downtime was. I need it all, and I need. What's the data about it called?
Nathaniel. He's the one who's been working for you
Nathaniel.
before. He's the best one. He would be the best
Nathaniel,
one
I need-
suited. Him and Nixios are the
I need to know
two.
whoever was on downtime between these hours, and she's going to say basically find out the schedule. First of all, she's going to find out the schedule and the downtime of the victim, and then she's going to send that and then find out who else had downtime around the time of the murder in that bracket.
All right. So you're going to start basically trying to draft Nathaniel in as well, and so what we'll do is we're going to move this section here back into play by text, and we're going to move back to Ridge Station and get you all together. Go back on Cell 53, Arnie, Nixios, Alexa, and Quintius, if that's all right with you guys. So we've got the plan. Oh yeah, everyone gets a wound back out of Yarn, Courtney, and Yuri, because you're going to get a good night's sleep. Yuri, you'll get your fatigue back off if you're having a sleep through. You also get your fate points regenerated. Apart from Yuri, I think you've already used your fate point for day 3. Is that right?
Yeah, I've just used one. I've got another one. Yeah.
Okay, so your fate points regenerate on day 3. But Yuri, you've used.
She looks back at the. She looks back at the corpses and stuff as well. Actually, no. She's like, we need to send these bodies down to the morgue, the med bay, so that
they're already there, mate. That's already
I want to know if anything's missing.
Okay. All right. So, like I say, we'll move this bit to play by text, I think, and then we'll go back onto the Ridge Station, and then we can have everyone involved, and everyone can roleplay at once. If that's all right with you guys. Yeah. So, Cell 53, Arnie. Well, apart from not quite Cell 3, Nixios, Arnie, Athena, the NPC, you'll remember, Alexa, and Quintius. You are on board the Steadfast, and you are about to do trade with Captain Marshall. And I shall just put you on. And this is where we'll switch it. So we're going a bit back in time now. So the other group are at the end of day 2, start of day 3. I think you guys are kind of mid-afternoon on day 2.
Yeah.
So the timelines aren't perfectly aligned. Captain Marshall is here. So if you go into my very straightforward handout file structure that is quite, quite sensible. We've got handouts.
Fucking dig, Alan.
Trade. Everything is a dig, Dave. Don't get sensitive. So
I am sensitive about my handout file structure. Thank you very much.
Handouts, trade, Ridge Station, and we have a one for the Steadfast. Now, Steadfast, there are 4 items available. One is an experimental flame tank. We have refined promethium feedstock, so it's better quality promethium than you've got available on the ship. You could buy a flamer armory, which would, in effect, upgrade the ship armory. You could give flame weapons to troops, flame pistols, flamers, and heavy flamers. So you could outfit the stormtroopers or crew with flame weapons. There's also some upgrades for different types of promethium: blue flame, which burns hotter, and green flame, which is a kind of forbidden, prescribed warp flame. And we also have mesh armor, I believe. So they're the 4 items which are available from Captain fucking... What's his name? What's his fucking name again?
Captain Thingy.
Forgot his name, man. Yeah.
Black Mercury.
Black Selleck.
Black Selleck.
Yeah, Black Dog Selleck.
Yeah.
I forgot his trick names. Jesus, I'm losing my
I'll
fucking
tell you
mind.
what, it doesn't matter if it's black or white, it still looks hot.
You're an equal opportunities fucker, aren't you, dude? So you, you don't discriminate based on skill.
He looks
colour.
like a black
No,
Burt
definitely not.
Reynolds.
Hey, like what?
Yeah, that's what we just said.
Did you? I wasn't listening. Sorry.
Yeah.
Also, I'm selling. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Both.
Yeah, it's like a hybrid, isn't it? Tom Reynolds or
He
Burt
is.
Selleck.
Man, he should have his own show.
We should just make the whole campaign about us listening to stories about him and drooling,
Yeah.
swooning dramatically at everything he does.
Captain Marshall. That's his name, okay. What a guy. What a man.
Chaps.
Okay, so you were escorted into a comfortable looking chamber where the Captain Marshal he greets each of you in turn, and he's sent across the information on his wares to your data slates, and he bids each of you to sit down and he offers refreshment. And so, how are you going to approach this trade then? So who's going to lead the negotiations? Let's say this time.
Nice arms.
He goes, "What? Thank you."
Do work out.
Suddenly 10 times less attractive.
And he goes, "No, man, it's just, no." He goes, "No, man, it's just a lot of physical work on the ship."
Means you must have good trade then if you work hard, eh?
Well, groovy, man. It's I like to lead by example.
You just say groovy, man.
Hold on, this is a perfectly serious game. Please do not laugh.
Well,
at my
channeling
role-playing
Jack.
game. Please do not laugh at me when I'm role playing.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Captain Marshall.
Yes, I'm all for. I'm all for that, Captain Marshall. I like to do the same.
Can I offer you refreshment, ladies, gentlemen? Perhaps a drink or a smoke.
Yes.
I'll have all of it.
Yes, all of the
of it.
above sounds lovely. Delightful.
Yes.
So,
Captain Marshall, you're a hero. I'm sure
he
you're
says
going to take my lungs down to 0.
and he goes, "Nice, nice, groovy."
Ow!
Oh.
I'll do that. Does he
He
go like that?
gives you the finger guns, Johnny.
Oh,
He gives you the finger guns,
Yeah.
and fix you with a winning smile, and
sure thing, champ.
involuntarily you have a little flutter, Alexa. There's a little flutter in your project assistance. So yeah, shortly afterwards, refreshments arrive. There's recaf. There's a little plate of, let's say dainty pastries and such, and also like this huge kind of, it's almost what we'd like a hookah. Is that right? It's one of them kind of communal smoking things that are quite popular. Yeah, one of them is brought that, and it's got like long.
How many people is she going to blow at the same time?
There's enough for 6. You can 6 blows at the same time.
Oh my god! Blow 6
The
at the same time.
The hooker 6 can have a suck on the hooker at the same time.
Suck on the hook.
Oh yeah. It's got like a little pipe for you to suck on.
Don't waste your,
okay,
don't waste your
okay,
fucker on some all-day sucker.
And Captain Marshall leads by example, and he toots upon the hooker first, and he offers you the refreshments. And he goes, "Yeah, it does indeed. Nothing like a bong." And he goes, blows out, and the air starts to fill with this smoke. It's got this strange aromatic, aroma to it, and he goes,
and we all slip into unconsciousness.
It's up to you. So I want to know who is eating and drinking and who is abstaining. I think I know the answer to this already, but if you can let me know if you are. First of all, there's basically recaf and also wine. white
We'll
wine.
have a recap. Alexa will
okay,
stick
so-
to the recap after
Yeah.
the other day's shenanigans.
Yeah, so Marshall doesn't drink alcohol. He just takes a recap, but he does draw up on the hooker. So I'd like to know what everyone else is doing in terms of food, drink, and.
Alexa's a
I
non-smoker
will-
on account of no mouth. So
Okay.
I'll have a draw upon the hooker.
Okay. Very good.
I'll also take him in a white wine martinis.
White wine martini. What's happened? What have you done with
Have you
Arnold?
been watching?
No,
Have you been watching Bond? Have you been watching James Bond on Prime as well?
What have you done with Arnold Stormsinger? Okay,
I will take a smoke and then one of your finest ales.
and
Spit.
Captain Marshall goes, nice. What about Nixios?
No, Nick's in touching anything.
Yeah, very wise. I thought as much. So Nixios abstains. He trusts no one. Shouldn't trust anyone. They're not to be trusted.
Not space neutral.
Can we have a cruise test for Arnold, please? An ale is brought for you as well. Is anyone else drawing upon the hooker, or was it just Arnold?
Quintius is. Quintius
I'll
will
have a
also
cruise.
have a wine.
Okay, cruise test for you as well, please, buddy. Plus 30 for both of you.
Where's Quintius gone? There he is. Ah, yes, I'm good at these.
God.
Ah! Quintius will use a fate point, if he has one. He does.
It's nice to see you back, Hayden.
Mongrel dog.
Here we go.
Okay, very good. So the smoke, it's not especially intoxicating, but it is slightly relaxing. Perhaps puts you a little at ease. It's nice. Neither of you cough in reaction to it, so you don't shame yourself by hacking up along. The white wine the white wine is nice, as is the ale. There doesn't appear to be anything poisoned or there to catch you out there. It's unlike some of the other traders you've dealt with. So it's it's not getting you stoned as such. It's just like a light puts you slightly at ease, slightly relaxing. And Captain Marshall says, "So, while you peruse my wares, see if anything takes your fancy."
Don't mind if I do.
Well, I think your flame weapons and your mesh look very good. What do you say, Quintius?
Well, we already have mesh armor aboard the Malevolence. I don't think we need to buy any more. The flame weapons, however, I'm intrigued by this tank, this flame tank. It's got a good ring to it, hasn't it? The flame tank.
It is
Flame tank.
a flame tank.
Yes,
I knew
Alexa.
you'd,
Combining two wonderful things.
Yes.
into one thing.
It could only be
from an Astra Militarum.
It could only be a better combination of words if it was like sex rocket or something like that, couldn't it? Like flame tank.
Alexa raises an eyebrow, but then goes nods slightly.
He's got a point.
Captain Marshall fixes you with a glare.
Or drug sandwich. Some words just go together really well.
Captain Marshall, he fixes you with a gaze, and he goes,
Just goes like that.
"Groovy, I see you are a man of taste."
Yes, I mean, I don't know about the rest of you. Nixios, what do you think? Do you fancy a bit of a spin in a flame tank?
What, a joyride?
Well, I mean, buy it. Buy it, and then we can ride around in it, can't we?
Yeah,
And you see from the specifications, however, it's only seats 2.
Okay, we can take it in turns riding around on it. And in it.
One of you can sit on top of it. I mean,
Alexa,
Alexa,
get the welding torch.
Jury rigging. You know what I mean, to fit more people, I'm sure. But at the moment, it fits 2.
Weld some chairs on the outside, just not in front of the flamey bits.
This would be excellent.
It's 45 grand for a flame tank, Nixios. A flame tank.
And it's a fine example of its craft as well. Can I have a tech use roll from Alexa?
Oh, yeah, it's only 45. It's only 45,000.
Yeah.
It's the steel.
That's a
ship corridors.
Has he got more than one?
No, he's just got
Does
the
it
one.
ship fit through ship corridors? You know, if we had invaded orcs.
Yeah.
And he goes,
that'd be
hell
perfect.
no, it's a tank.
Well, what the fuck are you? We don't do ground wars.
We're going to do a ground
If
war,
we
though,
have-
aren't we? We're off to play with the squat friends.
Well, I
If
wouldn't
we
like
have,
to.
You wouldn't like to metagame, would you, James?
No, of course not. I
You
wouldn't
wouldn't like to
PM.
metagame, would you, James? There might not be a ground war because you'll probably never fucking get that far.
Not in this lifetime.
Just,
We haven't got enough life between us to make it that far.
I don't know why this is so complicated.
We'll never
Flame
get enough reputation.
tank. Flame tank. Flame tank.
Honestly,
It's a
the words
steal,
give me
it's a
hard on,
steal.
Quintius. The words give me a hard on, but I don't know if we need it.
It's not about need, Arnold. It's not about need. It's about want. Sometimes in life, you get things because you want them, not because you need them. Like, you know, a 17th watch, a 15th tennis racket, a 39th pair of soft camel skin shoes. These are things that you don't need, you want them. A flame tank, Arnold.
Alexa looks
Hold-
over at Quintius.
hold
and
up
says,
there.
or a sample.
Hold
What?
up, Quintius. You stop right there. What did you say about camel skin lined socks?
No, camel skin shoes.
Oh, that's not as good.
No, I mean,
It doesn't matter.
I could get you
It
some.
doesn't matter.
I could get you some camel skin lined socks, I imagine, if we can find a vendor. And if you want a pair, buy them if you want them, like you should this tank.
Don't
I mean,
they
come
look
on,
like
it
a
sells
jellied
itself.
Eel with 4 legs.
A jellied eel with 4 legs. Do eels have legs? We're getting sidetracked. Flame tank.
Arnold doesn't know what a camel looks like.
Neither does Quintius. He does know what camel skin shoes look like, though.
Alexa looks over and she's like, "You have flamethrowers, yes? Heavy flamethrowers."
I got what you need.
How many heavy flamethrowers have you got? And her eyes sort of gleam a little bit.
And the Captain Marshal goes, here, look at the specifications. You'll find it's enough to outfit your whole armory. It's a very nebulous and unspecified number.
Right now, Captain
Just
Marshall.
in that game a bit here, guys. It's a one-off purchase. You either buy the flame armory or you don't, and I don't necessarily. You'll have a ton of heavy flamers to play with as a flame, as you can start to outfit your servitors, for example, etc., etc. So if you want to upgrade your armory, I'm not necessarily given a set number of everything as yet. But don't worry too much about that. But it's a big ticket item, one of the armory. Same as the bolt guns, which you saw before. That's more expensive, but it's a similar sort of thing. It kind of outfits the ship, and it's more of a one-item purchase, and it will upgrade the ship. You see where I'm coming from? It's not necessarily
Really good for crowd control or.
Yeah. And I might,
massive
I might give it more details in the future. What's that, James? What are you saying, mate?
We could probably do with one of those to defend the ship with.
Flamers or bolters.
Yeah, one of it. Now, just suddenly thought about your little Nurgle infected friends that we were supposed to go and help out. We could probably use flamers for those.
Kill it with fire.
Yeah, and the flame tank too.
Yeah. Well, I think actually, getting a ground force from everybody might not be a bad idea. That might be kind of cool. Have
Sure, you won't need an army.
Well,
Sure, you won't need one.
Don't listen
right?
to him. Buy the flame tank.
Well, I think the flame
Let's
tank
have
is
one and not need
45k for an
have
A
that.
class tank, so we should probably grab that.
Brett's
How
gonna
many
giving it away.
are there to visit?
Alexa,
any more?
I quite like the flame option. I mean, they'd like burning your enemies alive to really spice up their lives. And also, I'm pretty good at moving with a heavy weapon and shoot like a normal gun. So I'm sure if I trained hard enough, I could use one proficiency.
I could always
Nice.
attach some
Yeah, I mean-
servitors.
Jamming with
Servitors
burning
will need
weapons.
weaponry. flamethrowers seem like the ideal solution. She sort of like she looks at her eyes sort of you can just see the reflection of the all the information sort of shining up through her sort of like lensed eyes. You know what I mean? As she sort of looks at these flamethrower schematics and specifications, and it's like she's got a gleam in her eye. All this wonderful flame-based technology. Yeah, she definitely agrees with the acquisition of flamethrower weapons.
I think at this point, it's a given we're going to buy one or the other, flamers or bolters. We just need to make a decision. We can't really justify both, can we?
Do we have in total? I
I'm
think
not sure you can afford both at the minute. But,
Bolters
might be useful against Grey Knights if Flyingbreaker ever catches up with us, but
if we
I would never chuck Grey
Yeah,
Knights at you, would I, guys?
like, I do think like either would give us a defense against Marines.
can we get both? Have we got? Is there enough in the budget
We
for
definitely
both?
can't afford both. I think we've basically got 2.5 mil, something like that.
2.6.
And, yeah,
Okay,
so and I think the bolters are 2.
Yeah, the flamers
Bolters
cheap.
are good.
The bolters also can outfit the interceptors, and the flamers cannot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's well. So it'll give us some void weaponry as well.
Although I'm going to try this loophole again. It does still say in Alan's handout that the bolters are 2,000.
Oh yeah.
What 2,000 thread?
It just says 2K.
There's something I have to ask you as well, Alan.
I think I accept loopholes. I think I'm not going to.
I think you should.
IPO down. I'm not going to give you away for 2,000 thrones. You could whatever whip round and buy it with your actual thrones and not actually even use.
That was my plan.
No, it's clearly
Alan.
2 million, not 2,000.
So just
Can I
Hold on, what's that,
Thunder
Hayden?
tank.
What's that, Hayden? Please, buddy. What do you want to say?
I was just going to ask you if it's slightly unrelated, but can I
Huh?
clarify something in my Cletus throne guild? Is it 5,050 throne guild I have?
Fetus.
Yeah, he has 5,050 throne guild.
Of course he does. Where on earth has he got any money from?
Stole it off that guy, didn't he?
Let me have a little look.
You put it on. You're the one who put it in there. I've never touched it.
All right, I believe you. But I'm also quite capable. And I'll tell you this, and you should know this already. I'm quite capable of fucking up.
That I think you should leave. Night, Owen.
No, it's 505 credits. I'm taking off the last 0. And just like that, you lost 4,500 odd credits. Like that. So you got 505 on Cletus. That's quite a lot of money.
Oh well, thank you, Alan. That's still more money than I thought I should have had.
Yeah. Well, it's maybe it is. I'll maybe check my notes. It's definitely not 5,000 unless it's. Maybe it should, I'll have to check my notes, mate. I don't know off the top of my head.
I think
so
it probably is.
Could be. It'll be either 50 or 500, but I'll go
I've
back.
got
and
no
check.
way of spending it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it is. You're basically.
I can only
basically
bribe people.
derailing-
With
You're basically derailing my game, aren't you, Hayden? Hey?
Shocking.
Look how happy he is.
Yeah,
Good to have you back.
Really
Good to have you back, mate. It's good to have you back. Okay? Good to see you with that troll grin back on your face. Yeah.
Oh well.
There's the Hayden we know and love. Tormentor.
Tormentor.
You're so easy. So easy to tell anyone.
It's nice to see the darkness returning to your heart. Let's anyway. So we're back with Captain Marshall. What were we discussing? Oh yeah, you were trying to loophole and get the bolter armory for 2,000 creds, and no, of course not, Dave.
No, didn't think so. No, what we've got money-wise, guys, we've got 2.6 million thrones, and we've got teeth. We've got 150 grand's worth of teeth as well.
I don't think he's going to accept teeth, though.
You never know.
Orcs will.
Yeah, we know Orcs will as well, but I'm not trying to discuss what we're doing with it. I'm just saying that's what we've got. If we're going to start talking about what we're buying, we've got 2.6 million throne gelt and 150 grand in teeth.
I would like to take invests all that money in teeth and uses ARC currency on an escort to wherever we need to go, or use them to attack somewhere we don't like, because I've got full agency over that, I think, and pay the captain off, give him command, and then pay him in teeth for his next mission for us. We might have enough to do that for.
But we can do them and the squats at the same time.
But
Yeah.
are we going to buy the flamers or the bolters?
Is there any more ships to visit?
Yeah, so let's just, I'll go back onto this index. So there's been a new ship that's arrived. It's called the Harsh Retort. It arrived today. It's trading focusing lenses and high quality jewels. You also have the Peace Makes Plenty. No, not the Peace Makes Plenty. The Home Sweet Home, which is a Styrix ship, which I believe you're trying to avoid.
Home sweet home.
Home Sweet Home. It's not even a ship. It's more like a series of modified and hollowed out asteroids that form like a sort of a caravan. I shall just have a look here. If I put you on the index, excuse me. So if we have a look here, this is the index. So you've been to Hammer 81, that's the squats. Steadfast is where you are now. Peace Makes Plenty, that's where you went first. Home Sweet Home, you are not going to, or you've been unwilling to deal with the Styrix. The Berlingrad is a mercenary ship, but you have got a meeting with an envoy from the Berlingrad later on. The Malevolence is you, and the Harsh Retort is the ship that's just arrived. You've not been there. So you've nearly been to everything there if we look at this index.
What does the Berlingrad sell?
It's basically it's a mercenary army. But you've got a meeting planned this evening with a couple of sets of mercenary, including an envoy from the Berlingrad.
Oh yeah, that was it. So it wasn't necessarily anything to sell. It was just a Harsh Retort there as well.
Yeah, it's just one that you've not been to.
We get the flame tank and go check out the Harsh Retort.
So
Yeah.
I think we should definitely get the flame tank. But
Okay.
Yeah, let's get the flame tank.
Definitely.
Okay, so Captain Marshall goes, "Groovy," and we'll seal the deal and I'll just put this in right now. So purchase.
one of the things
So-
with one of our mission objectives, well, two of our mission objectives, one was to get weapons, and another is to get weapons for the interceptors.
Bolt
And
weapons.
we've visited both ships that sell weapons.
Yeah, but I mean, like, we can go back and decide on like one of the big decisions, can't we? We also, have we got everything that we need to repair the ship with, or that we can?
Ship is being repaired. There's only so much you can do in that regard. I don't think there's anything more you can do.
The squat,
ship.
the squat
other than-
mentioned something about helping us out, didn't they?
Yeah. The squats. The squats have basically offered. They think they can repair the damage to your primary weapons, and they think they're the only people who would be capable of doing so.
Yeah.
They've kind of made that as part of the offer to try
That's
and lure
another
you
point
into
to
their
the
side.
battle and getting them on side. Oh, but were they going to repair it as like a reward for helping?
Yes,
them?
yeah. Basically, they've said that there's no one else in the sector who's going to even be able to do that, and they are very adept at technology and industry. So they're in that regard, they're good allies. So they made a case. They said that they're not looking for handouts. They make good allies. They're loyal allies, but they want something in return. They want you to help fight and perhaps tip the balance of power in their war against the Red Orcs. Just 1 second. I'm just going to
Not a bad idea.
tie that in. So just one other thing before you go here as well. Captain Marshall says, "I've been looking over your goods. You have some hands here. They're quite nice. I offer you 6,000 thrones per turn, or throne equivalents per turn.
What was
Into the
that?
finger guns.
What was that you want?
6,000. He wants to buy your hides,
Okay.
and he's willing to offer you 6k per ton.
That's more than what we bought it at. We bought it at $5,000 a ton.
Yeah, it's not a huge uptick, but it's an uptick.
But it is an uptick.
Yeah. Yeah, and plus, I don't think did anyone else want them? Have we sold
else
like
showed
the
any interest?
cream of them to
Yeah, that was
sold,
just like a
ton of
handful,
them.
wasn't it,
Yeah,
basically,
yeah.
yeah.
Just, it was 1 ton of them you sold,
Okay.
which is why you've got 29 ton left rather than
Had
30.
to choose all the finest bits out of them, though, didn't he? That was,
He basically, he Ahmed cherry picked your hides and furs.
Well, yeah. Like, do you want to risk trying to squeeze some more out of him?
By 0.5. 0.5 it for safe
What about the
bats.
Promethean?
Go on, Quintus. Go on, Quintius. You can 0.5
where's
more.
So let me just find.
Yeah, I'll say make it 6.5. Captain Marshall, you've got yourself a deal.
Okay. And he looks you in the eye, draws upon the hooker a long draw.
I think I can win this simply because I believe Captain Marshall is just like Woody from Toy Story, and he's just a puppet with a drawstring. And every time you pull it, he says one of his catchphrases. I don't think he's a real person, so I think I can out fucking barter him.
Says, no, I'm a well-rounded character. I got a backstory and everything. I'd like you to roll a barter roll, please.
Okay.
After you've pulled his card.
Straight barter. Straight barter.
Straight barter.
Ooh, I'm going to fate point that.
You can do it.
Let's make it 7.
Yes! 1.4 degrees success.
See,
Marshall
that's
smiles at
witchery,
you.
Dave.
He smiles and he goes. He just extends his hand.
I'll take his hand.
Shake it. Shake his hand. And he goes.
Go a little limp.
Nice.
Go a bit weak in the knees.
A weak handshake. Oh, you get a
You're
little,
not going to kiss his hand,
a little
are you?
blush.
Yeah.
A little blush in the old.
Oh, Mr. Marshall.
Get your hanky out and you'll be like,
Yeah, he's got a
find yourself down.
He's got a firm handshake, Princess. You know, he's what a guy.
Yeah.
But Jensen.
Okay, I'm going to put down
Oliver.
your sail.
I'm Oliver Flutter.
Oh, Mr. Marshall.
Oh. I'm now picturing Quintius as like a character in a Jane Austen novel.
Yeah.
But one of the women. He's like,
Yeah.
Mr. Darcy.
Okay. Okay, 6.5.
Quintius has a gender breakdown.
And that was the beginning of his transition.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So 100. Oops, that's not quite right. Just give us 1 sec while I do some administration. I do so very much like to do admin.
We're having the tank as well, aren't we?
Yeah.
Well, I've got
Yes.
it locked in. I've got it locked in already. So I'm just going to do the
I'll
math.
stop protesting and play devil advocate. I like the idea of the tank, really.
I know you do.
It's arguing for the fucking sake of it, aren't you, hey?
Yes. Someone has to say no.
You do realise it's going to
Someone has
take...
to say no.
Occasionally, you can just all agree on something.
Yeah.
You don't have to argue every little thing. You know that, guys.
We're gonna reach a point in about 30 sessions where we're gonna be riding across some alien planet on a flame tank, just going, "I fucking knew this was worth it," and then we'll all die heroically as the flame tank explodes the first time we fire it.
Just need
Okay.
to route the 2 Grey Knights into a flame tank.
I would never throw Grey Knights at you. Grey Knights at you guys? Oh, I was going to say Gay Knights.
Gay Knights.
Completely different.
Quintius is
No, I don't
interested.
You know, but surely there's no way you could face actual Grey Knights. That would just be ridiculous.
Yeah, it would. That's why I'm
It would be
expecting you to do
ridiculous,
it.
Okay,
At least
so,
let us get a couple of levels.
we'll see. Anyway, nothing's set in stone. There probably won't be a mutiny. There probably won't be an attack of Grey Knights. Right. Gonna do the math. 2212.5. 2212.5.
Kind of wanted to do my bit because I had to roleplay all night.
Yeah. Well, it serves you right for being a mutant fugitive. Couldn't just play nice, could you? You couldn't play a nice, normal character, could you, eh? You had to-
No, definitely not. And to be
Is it
honest, I was a bit apprehensive, but I'm now enjoying playing a Mutant Fugitive.
Yeah. I love
got
Clay.
its, it's got its own vibe.
Yes.
Got its own
I love
vibe. I'm expecting him to die at some point viciously, but that's gonna make it all the more fun. So, yeah.
nothing like a little bit of risk. Okay, so you've done a trade here. You've done a trade. I've locked it into the Discord chat. I've updated the money, so you've now got 2,212 fat now. Yeah, 2,212,000 krones, or best part of 2,213. So you've still got quite a chunk of change, but you've sold off a lot of your trade goods.
What? Didn't we have 2.6k?
Yeah. Now you've bought. Oh no, that's gone the wrong way around. Sorry, James. You're right. I'm glad you're paying attention.
Great, Dave. We love you.
I was just thinking, was the flame
Keep it on the straight and narrow.
No, you're absolutely, James. You're absolutely right. And that's what I love about you, James. Is you pay more attention and you're more aware about my game than I am. But you're absolutely right. The money should go up and not down. Plus 188.5, plus 188.5, and that gives us 2,589. Okay.
Ali,
You were on. James, you were on 2,400. So it goes up to roughly 2,600. So it's 2,589,000.
The handout in Roll20 is wrong, Al, I think.
Yeah, it's well, that's been out of date for a while, mate. The one I'm updating, that's the if you like the accurate one, is the one on Discord. So I haven't updated the one in Roll20 in quite some time. So if you please just everything's in the trade expedition. I've listed every purchase that's in there. So yes, you're absolutely right, James. The money goes up and not down. I subtracted 188 rather than adding 188. I've taken off the flame tank off what you've just made on the.
Yeah, so it should have gone up by 143,500.
Yeah, that's no, sorry. Where are you? Yeah, that's right. So I've actually added it to which one? 4. Yeah, I'm making hard work of this as per usual. But at least you're paying attention, James. So that makes it okay.
I'm sure you're capable of doing foul.
I'd be lost without you. Truly. Okay, there we go. So right, I think that is correct now. So your money's gone up a little bit. You are done. I mean, you take quite some time haggling out these trades and what have you. It's getting reasonably late in the afternoon. You've got your appointments with the mercenaries before too long, so you're not going to have a chance to go to the harsh retort today on day 2, but you could always have a go at it day 3 if you so choose.
How many days have we got there? Is it just a 3?
3.
Well, it's free to get the repairs done. Basically, Lucius said 3 days. You're on a clock, basically. Says time is of the essence. 3 days will be best. 4 days at the maximum. But any more than that, and you put the whole campaign in jeopardy if you spend longer than 4 days at Rich
Alexa
Station.
needs to get back to the ship because she doesn't want to keep Mother waiting.
Yeah, as in Alexa's keen to get on with her pet project. Who could blame her?
Big plans.
Big plans. First, before you make an army of servitors, you must make one servitor.
Just the one.
Oh, just the one. Just as like a trial run. Anyway, but before we get to that, guys, you've finished up at the Steadfast. You've got your appointments with the mercenaries, but it'd be nice to get yourself a bite to eat. Maybe, it's like you're not going to have another chance to visit a big trader before your mercenary appointments. So it's probably best that you head back to your bay.
Let's fuck off. Finish shopping tomorrow.
Right. Okay, great. I'm going to just take a short break while I get myself a drink. and then we'll continue if you guys are happy to carry on.
Yep, I'll do the
I'll
same.
just check on. Normally we'd play till 9:30, but we obviously had a break, so I just want to check is everyone happy to play on for a little bit.
Yep.
Yep, I've got to pick
Actually,
me
no, we
up
don't
at
play till
10.
10:30 actually. Okay, so we'll wait till you get back. But yeah, if you it depends on are you what time are you at work tomorrow, Johnny? Are you happy to play on for a bit a bit later today? About 10:30 maybe.
If I'm honest
Or
with
you want
you, I'm pretty
you want an
tired.
early finish? Yeah, you want an early finish. Well, that's fine, mate. Be honest.
Well, no, me personally, if everybody else wants to continue, that's fine. But I'm knackered. I'm absolutely knackered, sort of like
That's
almost
fine.
like a headachy, tired sort of thing.
No,
so-
mate. I think I keep saying, and I mean it. It's like I do like all the players here,
Yeah.
and that's not to what I mean. It's I just prefer play one. I don't
Yeah,
mind
of
doing a
course.
shorter game and just playing when we're all fresh and all ready to play as well. It's been a fun game,
Yeah.
and we had a fun chat. So if you want to, we could leave it there as a position to leave it.
Yeah.
You want to,
Yeah.
no, if that's if you're going to head up and get
That's
Leanne and
fine.
say,
I'm not off till 10.
oh, you're off till 10. So
Yeah.
it's up to you, Johnny. Do you want to play for a little bit and play on till maybe 10ish? Is
I'll
that
play
okay?
a bit long. I'll play a little bit longer. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. We'll do that. I'm just going to get a drink first, then we'll play on till about 10. All right.
I'll get a drink as well.
I'll be right back.
That's cool. That's cool. Johnny, go get a drink of water for your head. Pint.
Yeah.
Pint.
Oh, yeah.
Sort it
I'm
out.
dehydrated.
Yeah. Honestly, get a headache, man. It's my cure every time we get a pint of water down here.
Good tea.
Trust me. It doesn't do the same job. Caffeine
I know,
sucks hydration out of you.
I know.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
And in my old age, I really enjoy a cold glass of water.
Yeah.
I do. It just
It is
sorts you
refreshing.
out.
I don't drink it enough. So. Yeah, I'm happy to continue for a while.
Oh, great. I've been enjoying this game tonight. I haven't had to do much apart from say a few words. But I've enjoyed it.
Apart from
Enjoyed
taunt
it.
people.
Yeah, it's cool.
What was that, Bronny?
So apart from the odd taunt,
Oh, I've not been able to do that. I'm out of the situation. I'm chilling out in some pipes somewhere around the ship. You know, that's the trouble with climbing the upper decks, or whatever you call it. It's probably the wrong description. I believe in the stray there.
watching any anime recently, Aiden?
Lots. I've watched lots. I've watched loads. Name any you've known recently and watched. And I'll tell you if I've watched it.
I watched The Boy and the Heron recently.
That's really good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
It's really fucked up. I like Ghibli stuff. My
Yeah.
daughter Freya loves it as well. Yeah, I like
that's
it.
good.
It just starts off and you expect the heron to be his mum at some point in time. She's died, and but it's not.
Just
So,
this weird fucking dude wearing a heron suit.
yeah.
None of it really makes sense, to be honest.
Kind of does,
Well,
but I expect that from.
Little world.
I've watched loads of that sort of shit, which kind of like all it's about is get back safely. That's all
Yeah.
what the show's about.
Yeah, get back from
Yeah.
the weird adventure safely.
Yeah, that's all.
I quite enjoyed Nausicaa. Proper old school.
Nausicaa's really good.
And a long time ago, I watched Porco Rosso before I realised it was Studio Ghibli, and
the
blew my mind.
fighter pilot.
Yeah,
It's really cool that with the radio and on the beaches, the way it takes off and takes away bandits. Yeah, honestly, any more I've watched it. Trust me,
Yeah.
Brody.
Did you ever watch Psychopaths?
Yeah, I did. I enjoyed it, but I fell asleep through probably the last sort of thing when it's played, and I've never got myself round to watch the last few episodes because I don't know where I left off. Because
What's
you know, it's one of those.
There was like a couple of series, and then it was a few years later I realised that on Prime there's like series 3 and 4, and I think there's a film as well.
Oh man, honestly, I've got Crunchyroll, and I watch a lot of animes a week.
I've only had it for a month, but I've only really just started. I got a free month when I bought that TV, so I've started watching some.
Have you ever watched Seven Samurai? That's not.
Yeah, and now I've started watching the first couple of episodes.
No. It's a film. Oh no, yes, it is. It is a series. It is a series. It's really good. I mean, there's that one annoying character in it, but the rest of it's really good.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Are we? We've got a limited amount of time. Shall we get back to the game? Cool. So you're heading back to your bay, where you've arranged. You've got 2 appointments, one after another, with 2 sets of mercenaries. On your way back, as you traverse the corridors of the Ridge Station, you smell before you see the arrival of a group of the Styrix, and their appearance as a group, it seems a little too coincidental to be happenstance. It seems more like this is some kind of setup in a sense. I'm going to put you onto a map to show you what you see. There's a group of 6 of these Styrix, and one of them, it's almost like he's knowing what to expect, because he walks straight out of his group and heads towards Quintius. And the nature of the ship, it's all quite... We lost now. Oh, there we go.
No, it's just me fucking about.
No worries. And as they approach you, there isn't too much space to kind of move around or what have you. They're not really giving you much opportunity to avoid. And he walks straight up to you, Captain Quintigas, shall I say? What is it?
Ortigas.
Quin Ortigas.
Quin
Is it Quin
Ortigas.
Quin Ortigas.
Yeah.
And the Styrix,
Quimos.
he heads up straight to you, and he says, and this Styrix, he doesn't seem to smell as badly as the other one that you encountered, and he also is apparel is more ornate. He's obviously a much higher status Styrix than the last one that you've seen, and he heads up to you, Quintius, and he goes, "Allow me to introduce myself, Captain Crunch." I'm just going to give you a. I'm going to put you on a portrait. I'm going to show you a picture of said captain. And here he is. Here's what you see.
Oh, lovely. Beautiful.
Oh, so long ago.
So long ago. This pleases someone in the group especially very much. So yeah, he looks nothing like so much as a skinned dog embryo is how you describe it. A disgusting looking creature. There's something about these Xenos that really does put your back up. But you see he's got this kind of ornate ceremonial garb, some kind of fancy scroll work on his shoulder pads, a high collar, and sort of like cravat like neck piece, and he doesn't extend his hand. He walks up to you and he fixes you, Quintius, with his eye. He says, "Allow me to introduce. My name is Captain Crunch. You are Captain Quin Ortigas, I believe."
Oh, God, what's that smell? Yes, sorry, Captain Ortigas. Yes, and these are my companions. You appear to be in our way. If you just wouldn't mind scooting over to one side, that's it. Just take a few steps back. We have to get back for lunch. Our species, if we don't eat on time, we explode all over the place.
He says, please, please, we are both traders. We are both men of the world. We
Well-
understand how the game is played. Do not discount our offers of trade so readily. I understand we Styrix sometimes have a bad reputation, but there are many amongst us who are honest and good traders. Please, please, do not discount us so readily.
Discount you? No, no, no. Nothing like that, Captain Crunch, if that is your real name. But no,
It's
honestly,
a perfectly good name, he
we-
said.
we have to get back. We have Alexa's diabetic. She hasn't had her insulin. We need to get her back quickly.
Can I please have a deceive roll from you? That's a minus
I'm gonna
20.
go for that. That's such a fib.
I can sell anything. Oh, that's
He goes,
terrible. That's
he
terrible.
goes, are you keeping it? Or
I'm
are you
keeping it. Fuck
or-
it.
Okay, and he goes, and he looks at you, and you just know that he doesn't believe a word you says. You don't know why. You can tell. There's something about his alien eyes. There's something about that damn smile. He clearly doesn't believe, and he goes, "Of course, diabetic. Yes, of course." He says, "Please, please. I understand that you think poorly of us, Styrix, but you should not discount our offers. Please let us show you our wares. Please consider."
Are they armed?
What are
Al?
your wares? What are your wares?
He looks at you briefly, Arnold, and then he looks back at Quintius.
I'm going to look at Arnold and look back at the man. My companion asked you a question, Captain Crunch.
He says, and Captain Crunch looks at Arnold again, looks at one of his minions, let's just say. Show this gentleman. And one of the Styrix comes forward with a data slate, seeking to interface with your data slates via the new sphere.
Ooh, no. Oh,
No.
we'll just look at yours. That's fine. There's no need for the passing of data. Are they armed, Al?
Yes, now here's the thing as well. I just like an awareness test from everyone, and a tech use test from anyone who chooses to as well.
Okay.
I
I
cannot.
have tech use.
I am 1.6 degrees of awareness.
I can wire a car up the start. But Arnold's tech use.
Did anything happen about my fucking ore specs?
Thank you, James. I love you, James, because it's even on my notes as well. Even on my notes. We'll come back to that, but you're absolutely right, James. I love how you pay more attention than I do. We'll come back to that after a sec, but you're absolutely right.
Do I get the? I don't add the bonus then.
You don't have the bonus because, that is important. I'll come back to that shortly.
Oof.
Thank you very much for the
Right.
reminder. I literally even. What's the point of making notes for the episode when I don't even read them?
It's to make you feel
Yeah.
confident before the game. I think
Yeah,
that's
I
what,
guess
if
so.
you've got loads of notes,
Yeah,
you
if
feel really
if you've got a
confident.
blank screen, yeah.
And
If you've got a blank
it doesn't
page.
matter if you don't use them or not, as long as they're there.
Okay. So let's see.
It's like a seatbelt.
Well, no, it does matter because I've got shit memory, so that's the whole point of making some notes to remember things. So let's have a look. So who's made their awareness test? We've got Quintius.
Oh,
I've
right.
made the awareness test, but only just.
Okay.
What time?
Okay, so just on the awareness.
Let's re-roll that one. No.
Okay, so there's 6 of these guys, and the people have made the awareness test, of which I think there's quite a few of. I don't know if Alexa's made one. Rolled awareness. Ah, we go. So Alexa, you're looking over at a conduit over on the other side of the corridor. It's a good example of its type, probably a good flow rate. But everyone else notices. Everyone else notices that this group of Styrix do seem to be armed, and you know there are rules about you can bring ceremonial weapons. You're not really meant to bring anything that's like for fighting, let us say. So you're allowed pistols, maybe some small arms, swords and what have you. But these Styrix, I'll just put you back on the map. I won't call it a battle map because there won't be any combat. There won't be any.
Well, in a minute when I throw a punch.
Let's put you back on this map. We'll just call it, a tactical map. So there are two of these Styrix who have these large, ornate halberds, which you feel should be forbidden, and there's a rank of 3 behind of them. They're like soldiers. They are armed with rifles, and again, the guns look a bit too ornate, a bit too powerful to have been allowed through security. But here they are, a whole squad of them, and they do seem, let's say, better armed than you guys are. In terms of armor, they've got this kind of. It's hard to make out some kind of Xenos ceremonial armor as well. Captain Crunch doesn't appear to be armed or armored. Yeah. So about the tech use, let's have a look. Who's got anyone made the tech use? Alexa has. So Alexa, you move away from looking at the conduit and you check out the weapons of what you see there, and you start to run some scans and running things through your internal cogitators. Even though it's Xenos weaponry, you believe that the halberds might be some form of power weapon, and that the rifles seem like some kind of perhaps some kind of auto rifle, maybe even more of a high caliber auto rifle.
Cool.
So yeah, they do appear to be better armed than you guys, and you're not quite sure how they've managed to get these weapons through security. Maybe they have some arrangement, maybe they've smuggled them, or maybe the Styrix have special provision for some reason. Who knows? But they do. You don't think they should have been allowed to take this stuff through station security.
Okay, they're trying to connect. Trying to connect to Arnie's data slate, are they? Did you say?
Yeah, that's what he's suggesting. But you're saying no, you don't want to actually make any connection.
I say no. We'll just look at your slate. I can't help but notice, Captain Crunch, that you appear to be blocking our path and bearing weaponry. One might consider this something of a hostile beginning to attempts at trade.
And Captain Crunch goes, No, you misunderstand. There is no hostile attempt here. No, there is no threat. We merely do not wish to be discounted and discriminated of because of our race. You understand such things would be an insult, and I am not a man to be insulted lightly.
Oh, you
Again,
take significant insulting, do you? Well, let's see what we can do, shall we?
So one of the Styrix walks forward and he hands a data slate to you, Arnold. Are you taking the data slate, Arnold?
Yeah.
Okay, you take the data slate.
I'll look at it.
Can you read?
Let me just check. I figured. I got tech use. I don't know if I got read.
Come on, Arnold. We've been here before. Pass me that.
We know you can't read. I was teaching you, wasn't I?
I've got tech use, but I
A is for Arbeit.
Yep. A is
So you
for
look at it, Arnold.
Arbeit.
I mean,
B
there
is
are
for
some
blood
pictures
angel.
there.
B for fodder, and
It's not like you-
C is for chaos. D is for death. E is for elongated death. F is for fucking painful death. So here we go.
Are you going to hand the data slate over, Arnold, or are you going to pretend that you're reading
Yeah,
it?
well, I'll hand the data slate over. I'll say that monologue in my head.
Okay, so the Styrix bows his head. Arnold, when he gets close, there is something about his odor that just hits the back of your throat, and it's quite repellent. I'm going to put across the trade items I'm going to make these visible. Again, it will be trade, Ridge Station, and it's the Home Sweet Home. And I shall show this to the players. Show it to everyone.
Arnold
Waste.
thinks to himself,
Excellent. They've got waste for sale. Lovely. Radioactive waste as well. Excellent. And waste glue. And mushrooms. Fantastic.
Made out of waste.
And tins of tuna. Oh, they've got a veritable smorgasbord of trade goods available. I'm so glad that they brought these trade items to us whilst armed. Well, excuse me, Captain Crunch, if I don't fucking jump at the chance to buy the contents of your fucking toilet. I'm not saying that, really.
You're not saying that, okay? All right.
Who's looking at it? Nixios.
Tuna.
Is Nixios looking at it?
Nixios is
Yeah.
looking at the devices. I've shared it to all of you.
Yep.
But yeah, Nixios is the one who's actually looking at the date slate as it stands.
I'm standing over next to his
And,
shoulder, look at the Tinner Tuna and going, Tinner Tuna's good.
I'm not taking my eyes off the Styrix at all. I'm
Yeah,
letting
and so
Nixios deal
Captain
with this.
Crunch, he's holding eye contact with you as well. And he's got these jet black eyes, and it's something quite uncomfortable. And for a minute there, there is this jet black eye. You've seen them before as well. There's something, but the face is this. It's so disgusting and xenos and foul. It's very different to the black-eyed lady that you
She was
met.
lovely.
Was it so long ago?
So
It was
long
only,
ago.
Only 6 weeks or so,
Feels
wasn't
like
it?
years.
It does feel like
Time
years, doesn't it?
passes strangely
Brittany.
in the miasma. Yes.
It certainly does. But Brittany, wonder what happened to her?
Brittany, I'm getting
Whatever happened to
distracted
Brittany?
now.
Anyway, Captain Crunchy holds eye contact with you and he goes, "You see, we have much value goods, many fine wares for sale.
Nixios?
Good value, nice price."
Yes, I'm sure. Nixios, what do you think? Do they have anything we'd be interested in?
I've got to be honest with you. No.
Right, there you go, Captain Crunch. My trade expert has it. Toodle pip.
And so are you trying to move past them?
Yeah, I'm just going to try and go straight past.
Okay. Okay. So
I'll
you try.
escort
You try.
you as he goes forward. I'll escort
Okay, so you've got to,
Quintius.
okay. So he walks forward. So you're trying to move around Captain Quinn, and he takes one side step so that he's standing directly in front of you. He goes, "Please, Captain Quinn Ortigas, I'm not a man to insult. You understand?"
I'm not insulting you. I just don't want to buy your shit. Now get out of the way.
Okay. There's an awkward silence.
You just want to fight, and we're all so well equipped to fight.
I was concerned about the weapons. I kind of wanted to start like a fist
I
fight,
don't
but
really
never
want
mind.
to fight with any power weapons if that's all the same to you.
It's been
There
fine. It'll be
mustn't be
fine.
any combat. I was
It's
very
fine.
specific, guys.
It's fine.
There
We've got
mustn't be
Athena.
any combat.
Just
He
throw
doesn't.
Quintius at the
oh, by the way,
guys and
Athena-
then run.
Just remember,
Athena-
all you have to
Athena-
do,
Athena is
all you have to do is be faster than the slowest member of your group.
Yes, the Styrix, he says, "I'm not a man to be spoken to as such." And he doesn't move.
Says, "No, oh really? Well,
The
I
last
do."
man to insult me. That's a difficult end.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure it was most difficult. Now, if you don't mind, I have to get aboard my ship, and I'm going to try and go around him again.
Okay, so this time he doesn't sidestep him. And you're moving. No one attacks you. No one seems to do anything as you walk past. Well, everyone else. Quintius is walking past. Arnold, you're escorting him. Is that correct?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. What about everyone else? Nixios, Athena follows suit. You can also see Athena is totally in
Yeah.
combat preparation. She is totally tuned in, ready. You see, her eyes are scanning this way and that way. This is what this is her arena, let's say. She's a trained stormtrooper. And you didn't realise before that at some point she's taken the shotgun off of Arnold's backpack, and she is now holding it to one side. Nixios and Alexa, what are you doing?
So as we walk past the Xenos captain, I'll say, Captain, I'm not entirely adverse to dealing with you, but in all honesty, you're going to have to do sincerely better than this. The quality on all the goods just isn't up to the kind of scratch that we're prepared to barter for. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'd like you to make, I don't know, a charm roll perhaps, or fellowship roll.
Oh dear. My
You're trying to
character's
steal
a
from the guy, or, I
naturally.
don't know, naturally unpleasant.
I wouldn't say that. Just
No, actually, also, I'm being annoying here, but I'd like to give you a +10 for the fact you're a cold trader,
Ugh.
and you are.
So that's
You have some background in trading with Xenos, and there must be something about the way you say it. You kind of sense, even it's hard to read his Xenos characteristics. You get the feeling that he's bristling an insult, and perhaps these Styrix. Well, you know about them. seems to have perhaps a chip. He seems to have perhaps a chip on his shoulder. Perhaps he's been slighted too many times.
Because he's a filthy
Alexa?
dog man.
And he says to you before you go, Nix, he says, "But the value, the price, nice price." He says.
I was thinking we could use some corpse starch maybe for feeding servitors. They won't care, would they?
I don't think
All the bottom of it.
you don't need to worry about feeding servitors, Johnny. Don't worry about that, mate.
All the servitors we
Alright,
don't
okay.
have.
Also, you've got you've also got loads of paste. That's one thing you've got in
Yes.
abundance. Nutrient paste.
What
it's-
other
it's not
wares
short
have they got? Like, it's just corpse starch.
The
just
best
splashed
thing
on
they've
that,
got
that's
is the
delightful.
radioactive waste.
So, he's got waste metal, waste solvent, herbal medicine, and radioactive waste.
What a guy.
Waste metal.
Why would we want radioactive waste? Why would anybody want radioactive waste?
Because
Your
I don't know, maybe skin dog people bathe in it or something.
Well, you do have to wonder, don't
You sent
you?
all our crew into
Like,
like
they are.
Crusaders.
Come on,
Cough.
fuck these clowns.
Well, it's 200 a ton for the waste metal. Waste metal, ferrous, non-ferrous, full of contaminants, mainly plastic. I'll turn to Alexa and say, do we have capacity to purify waste metals?
Alexa, make a
No.
tech use roll. Make a tech use roll, please, Alexa.
I'll build it.
Waste solvent.
Okay, so Alexa, you are pretty sure that in engineering, they have a lot of infrastructure that could be turned over to refining, potentially. So the engineers might be able to help in this regard. But you also know, looking at the specifications, or at least what they're saying, that it would be a kind of a labour-intensive, kind of slow and inefficient sort of recovery. So you'd probably get a very low yield. So it's possible,
Yeah.
but would it be worth it? Who knows?
I was about to. Can I cross-reference the effort, the price of purification, and with the cost
Oh,
of
yeah,
it is like
Yeah.
the did we get some quality as well? So yeah, we could potentially.
Let's have a evaluate roll, please, at a plus 20. Yeah.
Well, it's not one of my special fucking hell.
Oh, okay. Nixios, you are pretty sure that you can turn a profit on this metal. It's actually maybe a better deal than you give credit to. You think it's maybe a goer, Nixios? A real goer. You
Look
feel
at him
quite
wrestle with the
confident you're
meta knowledge, Alan. Look at it.
correct. And isn't it delightful? Isn't it
I was
delightful?
going to say, what's he going
Ah,
to do?
I can see his
you know,
brain. I can see his
You're
brain
confident
overheating.
that- You're really confident here. You really feel strongly that this is actually a quite a good deal, all things considered. Nixios.
Nixios doesn't know he rolled a 100.
Well, perhaps if we put it to a vote.
Oh. Never change, James. Never change.
By all means.
We all have our requisite voting points. May I recommend before we leave, we get some of this metal? It seems like a fucking banging deal.
I'm just going to turn around and go, no, fuck that, and carry on walking off.
Okay, so you're heading off. Is anyone else not ever? And as you head off, behind you, Captain Crunch is there going, nice price. And you guys head off and you leave the Styrix behind you.
I'm going to vox.
Quintius, I really think this is a mistake.
I'm going to vox into Nixios privately and just whisper in his ear, come away from the lucky man.
The numbers are not.
Looky,
They're not
nice,
wrong.
nice price, fine watch. Rolex.
£1 fish, very, very good.
There's a note in my I wrote myself a little briefing for Ridge Station. There's a note that says, "Absolutely will not deal with the Styrix, no matter what bullshit Alan pulls."
Okay. Well, had to try, Dave. Anyway, so you move on, and also, Hayden very kindly made me a whole set of Styrix. It seems a shame not to use some of them.
I mean, yeah, we can kill them later, can't we?
Yeah, I mean, there'll be opportunities.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. They'll get use. It's just Captain Crunch needed to see play, and so he has.
I enjoyed seeing him. I also enjoyed vaguely insulting him.
Well, and there will be no repercussions.
Of course there won't. There's never repercussions in games like this.
Never repercussions. Never. Anyway, you head back to the main bay. You enjoy a light bit of light meal that's been laid on by your staff there. Laura is there. She's ready to give you a report on progress.
Okay.
She looks, as ever, stunning in her trade uniform, dressed in blue and gold. Professional as ever. She's ready to report to you both. And she says that the logistics are going well. All of the trade goods from the Peace Make Plenty already on board. She reports that the good doctor is most pleased with the resupply of medicines. And she reports that the engineers are also seem ecstatic with the arrival of components and have already begun putting them to use. So there's no need for Alexa to go back just yet. And she also reports that there has been and this is just like a confidential report, there has been a warp disturbance on board the ship.
Ooh.
And she just highlights that to you. But there doesn't seem to be many details there.
I trust no one was hurt.
There was no hurt. It's not clear. There doesn't seem to be any. It seems to be more of a random occurrence. There doesn't seem to be any damage or there's nothing really more to report. There's just general damage to a section of the ship. There's not many details there in her report. But you are informed of that.
Quintius nods politely and looks interested, even though he doesn't really know what she's talking about. Doesn't really understand anything about warp things.
Yeah. She's also got a message that comes from Yarn, basically that a set of Emperor's Tarot cards are no longer required.
Ah, yes. I hadn't forgotten about those.
It's quite all right. There's no need to remember it anyway, she says, because Yarn reports that it's no longer required.
Very good.
Okay, and so in general everything's going smoothly, and she also mentions, just on a quiet word aside to you, Quintius, that she thinks you're doing well.
Oh, thank you.
The actual purchases thus far seem quite appropriate, she says.
I say, Laura, we're last day of trade tomorrow. Why don't you pop out with us and experience the station for yourself?
And she goes, no, unfortunately, my duties are far too pressing. The logistics of ensuring that all the goods are brought and properly categorized requires my full attention. Simply can't trust most of the serfs and the engineers to do the jobs properly.
No,
they require a lot of oversight.
Yes, I imagine so. Also, I would suggest, and this is just a precaution, that we have some good inspections and scans of all the cargo that comes in. I'm sure you do that anyway. It's just that we've just encountered some of those vile, stinking dog fellows outside the ship, waiting for us. They accosted us quite aggressively, quite hostile, I thought, and they were armed, which is strange considering that weapons are forbidden on the station. So my concern is if they can
Hey
get
guys,
weapons
are not forbidden. Weapons not forbidden. You're allowed because you've all brought some
no,
weapons.
but those sorts of weapons are most certainly forbidden. And if they can get such weapons aboard the station, it makes me wonder what else they're capable of. So I just, have a good poke around in the cargo, maybe be extra vigilant, keep an eye out for intruders, that sort of thing. Don't want one of those stinking bastards on board the vessel.
She goes,
You'll smell them before you see them.
That's true.
And she goes, yes, sir. I assure you, I'm being most vigilant in my work.
I have no doubts, Laura. I'm just warning you that there may be some shady-skinned dog men lurking.
Understood. Yes, they're not to be trusted.
No, not at all. They were trying to sell us poo.
Gives you a look, strange look with a strange half smile.
I'm going to just raise my eyebrows and nod.
I mean, there's money in all sorts of things. I'm sure.
I mean, I suppose maybe as fertilizer or something like that on an agricultural world, but radioactive waste. Why would we want that?
There's there's plenty of brass in muck or something like that. I don't know.
There's always rape and barley and other old worldy sayings that no one really uses anymore.
Quite. And she goes, was there anything else, sir?
No, and please, less of the sir, Laura. It doesn't feel right. Just Quintius will be fine.
Of course.
Rape and barley doesn't sound right.
Shush you.
Quiet, you. Okay, so is there anything else to deal with Laura before she heads off and continues her work?
I don't think so.
She just gives a brief report.
We'll give her a bit of a brief report back on what we've done.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, she updates her. Okay. Right. So, you have an appointment coming up very shortly.
We do.
It is with the mercenary outfit. It is an envoy from the Marauders, who are based upon the Berlingrad, and they have for sale a, let us call it a mercenary army. And this is pretty much where we shall leave today's game. But you'll have an appointment with these guys, and I shall just put you on the map, which is to give you the kind of information as to what this, because you'll get this sooner, right? So I'll just give you a bit of a data dump here, which is for the Marauders. And I'll put you on the screen, and this is where we shall leave today's game.
It's been a pleasure, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for the back, man.
Johnny, yeah, cool to see you guys. Had a fun game tonight. I'm looking forward to the next one. See you later, guys.
Bye.
See you now.
It's gonna be great.
Off for now.
Catch
There
you
we
later.
See you later.
Off for now.